Hold on.
So you go ahead, write down what you just said, Dennis.
Okay.
She said, "Hold on."
I think it should be good now.
We're good now.
Vogley, give me a thumbs up. I know you're delayed because streams and stuff. But I see you typing. But give me a thumbs up. Okay, good. We're good. Okay, she can hear things now. All right. So we gotta start again, and that's okay. That's why we tested some stuffs out, and we seeing how things go. So once again, thank you for being here on Difficult Terrain. This campaign that runs on Saturdays. So I am Foozca, the DM for this campaign, and it feels weird having to repeat myself, but it's fine. Everything's fine. We are a well-oiled machine here. Nothing ever goes wrong. So I'm going to pass it off to Dubs once again, who's testing out his new mic. So go ahead.
Hello, I am the Dubs. I play Quadrono, the half-orc cleric, and I keep the team alive and sleep through most of it. Over to you, nerds.
Okay, I am Nenarino, Nenario. What does Flanny call me sometimes? All those cool things, but I'm always the president of the Low Rollers Club because I can't roll to save my life. So we'll see where that goes. I do try to save other people's lives, though, as my Get the Yankee Wizard. Sometimes fun, sometimes frustrating, but always a good time. And I'm going to pass this off to the magnanimous and quite often awesome, but sometimes she needs to catch up a little bit quicker for my taste than my papaya.
just rude, straight rude.
I need to catch up a little quick. What does that mean? What the hell? We PvPing already?
Already in the intro.
All right, old man. I'm Maya. I am the person who plays Eirene, a water genasi sorcerer of the Phoenix. Yes, I realize that sounds very complicated and dualistic, but hey. She is charged with blowing things up and teleporting people out of danger. As you can see, there's a lot of support in this family of unlikely compatriots, but here we are. Firstly, Vogel, how you doing with the audio?
I'm good. I can, yeah. Once we establish the audio,
All right.
everybody sounded fine. So.
Audio. Okay, so yeah. I feel like it's gonna happen anyway. They're gonna ambush plug me. So I am also currently the creator or creative director, how do you want to phrase it, of Abella Nights, an upcoming sci-fi tabletop role-playing setting. And I'm gonna move it over to Vogel.
Hey everybody, I am Vogli or Vogelstadl. I have played in my Papayas campaign before, and it was fucking fantastic. Cool. But in this campaign on Saturdays on Foozca's channel, I play Nirja Zaran, the Dragonborn fighter, and my job is to kill bitches. And I have no soul in my body right now.
No
it is
soul.
Not bitches, and I have no soul in my body.
Yeah.
Oh, I love it.
And cool stuff. I didn't remember that I had an older brother because of reasons, and if you go back on our recordings, you can see why. All right, Foos, over to you. Let's get started.
Hello. Okay, we're back. Once again, there are some things that are sort of being tested out, so if things are jank or whatever, please tell us, because we're going to be fixing on the fly, most likely, and we're doing some new things. Another's singing in chat. It's a good time. It's a good time. But also, just as a last note, I suppose, our dear friend Flandy is going to be absent from the first part of today. He'll be back, but we're not entirely sure when. So hopefully he will be with us once again. But I also, even though I'm pretty sure they're not here, but I just wanted to appreciate, it says Skoy Bean now, but I'm pretty sure they were Sky Tree yesterday. But anyway, we got a lot of donations and gifted subs, so thank you so much. That was very, very kind of you. Also, while Flandy is not here, I'm just going to go ahead and plug his channel also, because he games and stuff, and we game with him, and you'll see me there sometimes, and Nenner's there most of the time. Same with Maya. So if you want to see some of us gaming and calling each other names even more so, go over there and check that out. But with all that out of the way and us sort of settling back into this, we are picking up with the preventers having, as per usual, a very, very busy list of things that they had to get done. While trying to take a long rest, their cleric Kodrono was ambushed by the mirror assassin, who very nearly got away with him. But thankfully, Valen doesn't sleep, and in alerting the rest of the team and getting everybody up, everyone was able to come to the call and save Kodrono, thankfully, while also getting rid of the mirror assassin. So, in doing that, you guys, well, mostly Valen, I think, really just wanted to get rid of this mirror assassin, as it was just going to continually come back, as the mirror assassin just needs time to sort of be built again, and then will reappear whenever it can to ambush once more. So in trying to take care of that, the group decided to reach out to Lahiri, which was the succubus that had made contact with Ryland on more than one occasion, and who pretty much everyone else does not like. Minus Eirene. Irene's the only one who's like, it's fine. Everyone else is like, nah. But going to meet her at her sort of secret hideout, which seems to be a greenhouse of some kind, the team kind of discussed plans of how to get to the location. Yeah, it is pronounced Lehi. That's correct. Because of freaking Flandia that I wasn't even mad. That was too funny. But you guys discussed a few plans with Lehi on what to do in terms of encountering the violin player. As the last time you saw the mirror assassin being assembled, it was with the musician close by. So knowing that he will show up if you guys investigate what Lahiri wanted to investigate, that might get to the bottom of the mirror assassin and possibly take him out. But it is a relatively tight turnaround, as if you do not take a rest now, she can get you within a few hours of the location, which you guys can investigate and possibly attack or do whatever you'd like, and have enough time to come back, long rest, and then prepare for the party that would be happening that night, essentially. Because today is Thursday, and the party is in less than 24 hours, essentially. But pretty close by. We're picking up with the preventers still at Lahiri's place. I think you guys were kind of like trying to come up with a plan, but also perhaps about to leave. It's entirely up to the group, obviously. Ryland did have a moment where he communed with his goddess, Myliki, about sort of help on a hunt of some kind. And she told him to think and concentrate. And Ryland, kind of not knowing what to do with that, didn't really say much, but was like, okay, I can do it. But with that, I think we're going to be picking up with the team. As mentioned, you guys are still kind of in her greenhouse, so if there are any other questions you want to ask her, or anything you want to do before you leave, you guys will have an opportunity to do that. So let me drag you over to her hideout where you guys are. And she is still very clearly a good distance away from you guys. It's just not stepping too close. But the nature of this greenhouse makes it so that her voice seems to sort of like echo through the room. And thankfully the distance isn't causing too much trouble. But you guys find yourselves here and free to do what you'd like. And as a tiny reminder, Eirene is still back in the Missouri tribe, practicing a bit. So actually, this is probably a good idea. We should probably start with Eirene.
Yeah.
Because you were gone last episode, and it kind of worked out because Eirene was off training with the Missouri tribe. So instead of picking up with the guys in the greenhouse, if you guys have anything you want to do, obviously keep it in mind so that you know what you want to do next round or whatever. But we'll pick up with Eirene, who, instead of being attacked in the middle of the night with the rest of the team by the mirror assassin, has been with the Missouri tribe having a nice nap. So, Eirene, you finish probably a good 4-hour nap or so before you are woken again. Although was Valen going to send a message of sending to Eirene before that?
Hold on. Let me see if Valen is capable of doing such a thing, because
Okay.
I don't know how many spell slots I have. Hold on.
Okay, just making sure, because if there was anything you were
I'm
missing.
I'm gonna need a moment. Roll 20's being extra.
Slots. That's what I heard.
Say again, Maya?
Said you have 3,000 spell slots.
No, he does not.
Girl, if I did.
Well, jeez, you never.
I'm very sorry, you do not have 3,000.
I'll take
You
2,000
go
level
so
1s. Let me
much.
cast a magic missile all day.
Oh my goodness.
I have 1 level 3, which is all I need, and nothing else. Oh man, level 2s galore though. All right, so yeah, he'll burn a message spell. And,
Okay. Sending. So I imagine this is going to happen sometime in the middle of your very long nap.
Yeah.
But go ahead, Valen.
Oh shit.
25.
Evening. Don't worry. We were attacked. Mirror Man tried to kidnap Kudrono. We stopped him. Kudrono's mama is here. Come back soon. We miss you.
Yeah, exactly 25.
It's
So,
literally
in the
been
middle of
4
napping-
hours, man. 4 hours.
In the middle
don't
of
wake her up
napping,
with
probably like an hour and a half or so into it, you get that message.
An hour and a half?
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. So I imagine this wakes her up.
Yeah.
Can you even is that something you can really hear clearly when you're still groggy headed in your sleep?
I mean, you're hearing the words clearly, yes. Because it's different than if someone runs into your room and yells at you, because this is straight to your brain. It's to your mind. It's not like an auditory thing. Whether she can digest everything well is up to you. But, if you'd like, you can roll I don't know, a perception check or I guess maybe more of a safety
Insight? Because it's kind of in a dream, I imagine, while she's unconscious. So
It's more like you're trying to focus, the things are there, but you're just trying to focus on it. Just like a flat maybe wisdom check to see how quickly you wake up or can understand.
okay. Hey, roll 20. What if you open the sheet in a timely fashion? No? All right.
No? Great. Oh my god.
What are you doing, roll 20? Come on. All right. We need that be right back. Elevator music.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, right?
This is a reminder to open up your character sheet before we're ready to go.
I'm in. You
Okay.
said wisdom?
Wisdom check.
Wisdom.
Unfortunately,
I did not
you
mean
do
to
not have
roll
advantage.
advantage on that, so that was a dumb check.
No, it's okay. So with a 5, you probably miss the first 4 or 5 words, which you do remember. Well, I remember was some of them were "don't worry," so you miss that part, and just get the we're under attack, and we miss you and such afterwards. We were under attack, that is.
Oh, well, shit. If that filters through, then she's just gonna pop up like. Look over it. Kambish, who I imagine is still asleep.
Out. Yeah, he is out.
She's gonna be like, I'm sorry. Damn it. And start to get all her stuff together and first
You do recognize it as a message of sending, so you get to respond.
Wait, what?
You do recognize it as a message of sending, so you can respond. With
Oh,
25
yeah.
words of your own.
But first she has to untangle herself from the mummified status that she's in.
Right?
Okay.
So they'll probably be shuffling in the background, I guess, as she responds. How does she? I can't move my arms. She's like, I caught most of that. How can I get to you quickly? It's only been 2 hours? Wait. What happened? Explain more. She's obviously still groggy and just like
Yeah.
Well, poor Euphemia, Jesus Christ. Poor Eirene is going to be beat because I'm out of spell slots, so I can't respond to you unless I burn an arcane recovery for an hour. So, she's a smart girl. She'll figure it out.
I'm back.
Don't come back, me. I burned all my spell slots saving control. Get out of here.
And he was downy.
And I got KO'd.
Correct.
Yeah, she's gonna try to get up out of bed and leave the room quietly, but at the same time, not so much so that she slows herself down, and try to find Mom, I guess.
Okay. So you are like kind of stealthing out of the room to sort of not wake up. Kamish. Oh my goodness.
She's not
What the
putting
hell?
particularly like focused effort on that, but yeah.
Yeah. It's not terribly hard, thankfully, mostly because the kid is a child, and when he is asleep, he is out to the world. So
Wait, hold on, did you just say that the kid is also a child?
the kid is also a child, yes.
Holy shit.
This is mind-breaking stuff, I'm telling you. But you are able to step out, and you can already hear a little bit of sort of shuffling around. It sounds like someone might be moving around a little bit in one of the other rooms, but as you're kind of walking out into this sort of peaceful abode, not a lot of noise. There's a lot of noise outside, a lot of sort of nature sounds, as it is nighttime here, and the bugs and critters are kind of still active, but inside, pretty quiet.
Who's I don't appreciate you using the word shuffling. There better not be undead in this house.
There's an undead in the next room. Just go check it out.
Zombie doing the dishes.
That's how this goes.
But yeah, she's gonna go to the source of the sounds. Try to see who it is.
As you kind of step over, you can hear just the lightest humming of the familiar voice of Ryland's mom, seemingly doing something. The more you're listening to the shuffling sounds, the more you're realizing it doesn't sound like shuffling of feet. It sounds like the shuffling of things, items, maybe. And you can hear or see the slightest flicker of candlelight in that door.
Hey, she's gonna try to speak softly at first, and then increase her volume so she doesn't startle the poor lady. I'm sorry, but I need to get to Ryland and the others immediately.
Oh, you're not sleeping. Are you okay? You look very worried. Are you okay?
Nope. Well, they're less okay than I am, so I want to get over there so that they become as okay as we are. I probably could have said that. I'm still waking up. I'm sorry.
What happened?
It seems like something attacked them once they got back to Kimate Kimane.
Oh, and did someone... okay. How did you know?
Fine, but at the same time, it looks like trouble's brewing.
Okay. Well, I mean, I can't get you there, but we can see if we can find someone who can, I guess. Maybe?
Yes, please.
Okay.
Wow, it's only been, 2 hours, hour and a half, something like that?
Yeah, something like that. And like now that you're looking over her, you can see that she seems to be looking through a pile of letters and envelopes, or in some cases, sort of drawings or artwork that look like they're relatively old and sort of placed in various boxes, or even like sort of leaves for sort of safekeeping. But she starts folding some of them away. Okay, it is late, but we can find someone, I'm sure, who can help you out. I mean, it's good that they're okay. From what I've heard, it sounds like Ryland gets into fights pretty often. but it's good to see that you want to still be there. So let's
Of course.
try and make sure you can get back.
Could she catch any glimpses of anything in all those letters? Is this suspicious, Ruth?
It's suspicious.
Really?
Give me an investigation check.
Is she the whole last villain? She arranged it.
Yeah, she's the villain. You found her.
I will get my baby back at any cost.
Ryland's mom.
All right, you need investigation. How about something I'm good at?
Yeah.
No? All right.
Okay. I mean, it's not terrible. In looking over it, it's some of the things are a little hard to make out, but there are details that are a little hard to miss in some ways. One of the first drawings you recognize seems to be artwork of a family. A mother who looks a lot like Kahia, a younger father who looks like Chege, the both of them looking like newer parents, and two children who one seems to have more reddish hair and the other orangey hair, with a few critters surrounding the whole family. But it looked like it was a posed painting of some kind that you were incapable of missing, mostly because of all the families around here, this family seems to have the brightest hair colors. Kahia has a natural sort of almost bubblegum pink, and Chege seems to have flaming red hair, and their sons seem to be somewhere in between. But you're able to notice that at least.
Interesting. What is... Hold on. I got a message from Nenners.
Nenners, what are you doing?
No.
Getting thrown under the bus, apparently.
She can't.
Getting thrown under the bus.
No, not getting thrown under... No, there's no bus here. We're in a forest.
No, you threw him under the bus.
Nah.
Oh my God.
Remember we had that long discussion about strategy and stuff, and then that was one of the ones she didn't pick up because strategy reasons?
I thought we taught you the sigil.
Yeah. But it's not known yet. By...
You can't just sit down for an hour and switch your spells out?
I don't think it works like that, Nurse.
I'm being ass.
She needs a long rest. If it's not prepared, she needs a long rest, yeah.
I know. I was just...
Which is ironic, because... just woke her up!
Yup. I mean, you weren't going to get a long rest either, because it was going to be a nap for 4 hours.
I know, but it's kind of funny.
Yeah.
Wake up and do the thing you could have done if you had gotten a full rest.
Yup.
Oh, my bad.
Hey, Brandy, what's up, mate? Yeah.
So, God, where were we? I'm sorry.
You're fine. She had a bunch of sort of old pictures and such, but she was putting them away so that she could take you to someone who could send you back.
Oh, okay. She's just gonna note that in her head and follow her. I hate that I had to tell you this, but never a dull moment, right?
Oh, I mean, I kind of knew that already. You can't forget I did partially raise that boy. So there was never a dull moment when he was here either.
Stakes are pretty high right now, though. She's gonna do her best to like get ready for whatever the heck is happening. Make sure she's got all the gear loaded up. Oh, and I'm sorry, can you, if I don't get a chance to speak to them, let the elders know that I had to... I don't mean to skip out on training. I'm not trying to have that kind of reputation. I'm like a certain verbal. She would say that. But,
you do not need to explain yourself. I understand. And I'll let them know, and I'm sure they'll understand as well. It'll be okay.
Yeah.
You have to go for your friends.
Oh, and Kambish. I'm going to let him sleep, but...
Oh.
In there.
He'll understand.
I look forward to the day when we don't have scares like this.
Me too.
All right, time for me to go over there and make sure that day comes, right?
And as you're saying that, she kind of stands and gives you a sort of side hug. and then leads you off towards mostly the center of the village from what you can recognize. But as she's going in that direction, you also kind of recognize that there seemed to be an area where the elders had met a few times before, especially if they were sort of giving counsel. But she leads you in that general direction and then turns. Just wait here for just a moment, if you don't mind. And kind of taking a few more steps off, she seems to sort of knock on a door that is not quite in line of sight from where she left you. She seemed to kind of curl around a tree before she knocks a little bit. And you don't speak giant, right?
Nah.
Okay, just making sure.
Yeah.
But you hear her
Fine.
speak. You hear her speak in common, and you hear a giant response coming back. That sounds a little groggy and a little cranky. But afterwards, you hear Kahia just say, "Okay, we'll wait then. Take your time." Just sort of step back towards you. Okay, she's coming. It'll take a little bit, but I think she can send you back.
Thank you. And sorry for the trouble.
It's okay. I mean, look, it's not really your fault, right? It's just, we'll do our best and it'll be all right. I did wish that you were spending some of the morning with us, but again, I get it. It's okay.
I do too, but I hope there's a perfectly good reason for this and that they just didn't seek this one out, because if they did, I'm going to. They're in such big trouble.
Well, don't think of it that way. It'll be okay. Don't worry. It'll be fine. Anyway, and she kind of like turns her head to the side, and at that point you can see a very groggy Wangu, the elder of Arcane, kind of stumbling out of her abode there. And while normally she's not quite, perfectly put together, you can see that there was just sort of a robe that was hastily thrown on top, and it just, the longer you look at it, the more you realize it's inside out, and her staff is like being held by both hands rather than the one that is usually, but you see her coming out with one eye still closed, and all right, what happened? What did you do?
I'm so sorry. I just got a message from Valen, sending that they were attacked not long ago. Someone tried to kidnap Kadrono, a mirrored assassin of sorts. And
Okay.
yeah.
Was your friend captured?
I'm sorry?
Was your friend captured?
No, they were able to prevent it from happening. Living up to her name. And yeah, but I still need to get down there in case. He couldn't communicate much. He hasn't sent another one, so I think I need to get down there as soon as possible.
Okay. I can send you likely close-ish. Do you have an item from the area, at least something native to that place?
She's gonna gesture to boots, her robes, like I have quite a few. The bracelet Kambish made, like, she's got, pick your poison.
She just kind of like holds out one of her hands while like still leaning on her staff very, very hard.
I guess the bracelet would be the easiest to like remove and then put back instead of disrobing all that. Yeah, she's gonna look down to bracelet and be like, oh.
Oh, but she takes it in her hand and just sort of looks over it. Okay.
You should make this.
Oh, that's very sweet. That's okay. So you see her like kind of blinking to try and get both eyes opened and looking over it. I will also mention, where exactly are you trying to go? Specifically. That's a city. Where in the city do you want to go?
Oh. Well, she couldn't exactly tell a certain shop owner. But that's the only circle we have in the city, right?
Valen! Oh, Valen! Help me!
You would know, I think, that she's not going to take you to a circle.
Mm-hmm.
She brought her staff, not a piece of chalk.
What?
Can you make this a Tithian style teleport, please?
You dare.
Please.
You dare.
Irene, give me an Arcana check.
Sure. If not, she's gonna bust out the map. Just,
Oh my god. I love it.
you said our bananas.
Mm-hmm.
Listen, all right, I drank the matcha. I don't know when it's gonna kick in.
It's okay. It's okay. Don't worry.
We all have the drain
Yes.
damage right now.
Okay. Yeah, no, that's not bad. 12. There it is. The Dane Bramage is here. Don't you worry.
I mean, it makes kind of sense. She just woke up, so.
Yay,
Yes.
accurate.
Good. Okay. So as you're trying to think, that is the only teleportation circle you know. However, much like Valen in your mind said, you've seen Valen cast teleportation circle before. There's a very necessary ingredient, and that's chalk. And maybe this woman has it somewhere in her sleeping robes, but probably not. So the circle is probably not mandatory for whatever she's about to do.
Okay. Well, in that case, she's going to pull out her map and then talk about and describe her home, which she doesn't know isn't safe.
Okay, so you're home essentially.
Yeah.
All right, so she kind of hears you explain it a little bit. Okay. Just so you know, this might not come back perfectly. So, is there anything that you're not upset at possibly losing?
Oh. Damn it, Foos! You can't damage Count Beast's bracelet. That's fucked up. See what I mean? There's trauma everywhere. There's always an unexpected.
This is a choice. It's a choice.
Unbelievable.
Oh my God.
Fucking. But can she just like hand over a coin that you got in the city?
Oh, just woman up and go in there naked. You'll be fine. You don't need robes.
Oh my gracious.
Y'all shut up, all right? Y'all motherfuckers can't even take a nap without getting into violence. Ridiculous.
It's not a fight. Any of us picked.
Right.
I
They're
will
just being
also
racist.
mention that I don't need an item. It just helps. So if you decide not to give me one, there's a chance that you will end up not
Sewer.
perfectly at the destination you're looking for.
Foos, I just said it. She's gonna give him a coin from Kimate. They've done a lot of shopping. I'm sure she has a few.
All right, sure. Sure, that should work. We'll have to hope that this was made there and not imported into a giant trade city, but
Don't
we'll
they have
find
a
out.
distinct looking coinage? I imagine they do, right?
It's mostly just kind of like gold pieces as like currency. There isn't usually like a stamped.
They don't have like a
emblem or anything.
a Kimathe mint.
It's not like a mint.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. They're minting the shit. It's just gold.
What
kind
you
of-
doing?
There,
There has to be some
wait.
miscellaneous knicknack she's gotten from that.
Oh
What?
my god. Let's see. What do we get?
You don't need your
here?
robes. You don't need your boots. You don't need your cloak. Just pick one.
I feel like she needs all three of those things.
Is this Valen in her head? Like, just give her a
She
fucking
does
item.
have a bag of folding, and I imagine in those bag of foldings she has books.
That probably weren't written there. Come on, girl. You got
Yeah.
something better.
God, fucking you know what? She's gonna pull off the boots and just be like, you know what? Yes, here you go.
Oh,
I'll
no.
just back for them.
Okay. Like I said, it doesn't need an item. It just helps.
Well, you're going for accuracy, right? I need to get to them as quickly as possible. So.
You send her into the sewers.
Yeah. All right.
What?
Sure. No. It's fine. So,
Why are all these rats here?
focus on your home and talk to me a little bit more about it. And you see her kind of like puffing up her chest for a second and cracking what seems to be every single vertebrae in her body, like her spine and her neck, before she just kind of looks over you and starts to focus. All right. This is going to take a little bit of time, so just focus on it, think, and as she's saying, like you hear her say something that, as it comes out, it seems to kind of like echo and reverberate in the just like the space in front of you. And being a spellcaster yourself, unmistakably, this is the spell teleport that she is sending you through. And as she said, it's going to take a little bit of time. A part of you was like, sometimes spells take minutes, a minute sometimes, 10 minutes other times. But as she says this, you realize, oh, that's the whole spell right there. So as she's saying this with her boots in her hand, you kind of watch as the environment around you seems to like kind of slowly wink out, but almost in like waves. And it would be disorienting. However, the spellcaster directly in front of you, Wangu, seems to be in focus the whole time, almost like she's kind of your anchor in a way. But it starts to kind of warp around you. Go ahead and roll me a D100, please.
D100.
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 To determine the severity of the trauma that I'm about to experience.
Correct. No. Okay.
So, a moderate amount of trauma.
Okay. As the area is starting to kind of warp and change around you, although Wangu still seems to be like clear to you, you're seeing that she seems to be kind of almost becoming a little bit transparent. Like you're looking through her as the environment is changing around you. And in a quick few seconds or so, you kind of look down and you see the very familiar carpet of the center walkway of your estate. And looking around, it looks like there was a shuffle here. There was what looks like some dried blood that was prestidigitationed off for the most part, but there's a little bit still left. There's kind of a trail of footprints that seem to kind of lead back outside, mostly because it seemed to have been done in haste. No sign of Treebender, no sign of your family at the moment. But in front of you stands Wangu, still slightly transparent, and now holding up only one boot. Apparently we only needed one. Do you want this one?
Yeah, so I can buy another pair and just show this to the shopkeeper. Thank you. She's gonna look down on the floor and be like, how is there a struggle here? This place is supposed to be protected.
I can't answer that, and I also have about 4 seconds left. So do you need anything else?
No, thank you so much.
Okay, good night. She like drops the boot, which was transparent with her, but as she drops it, you watch as it just solidifies and becomes fully opaque before she just kind of waves a hand, and you watch she just kind of winks out from her spot. But safely teleported into your home, you find yourself alone.
Okay, she's gonna put that in her pack, grab a nearby pair of boots, so she and then I mean, she's listening as she like moves around and stuff like that in case anything else is still there.
Mm-hmm.
But if she doesn't hear anybody, she's gonna get some traveling boots and then get the hell out. And well, hold on. Is there? She doesn't know sending, I don't think.
I thought you used sending before.
She's messing.
I don't know. You have it prepared. That's the thing.
Oh, sorry. I misunderstood.
Yeah, she used message before, not sending. She does not have sending, and the staff only works with her sisters. So
there's no staff. It's a skull. It's a little.
Shut up, Foos. I thought about it after
God.
I said it. Sometimes people make mistakes. All right. You know what? The halberd is a staff again. Take that.
Everything's a staff. I ain't fucking with you no more, Foos.
What she realizes she has no way of doing that. She's gonna try to use the scrying orb in the library to see if she can find a way to figure out where they are.
Okay. You do need a target to scry on. So as
where the fuck Lahiri lives?
No, you're looking for your team, right? So you can say like, I'm gonna go scry on Kodrono or something.
Well,
like
scrying on Valen. He's the one that sent the message.
Scry on Valen. All right, give me an Arcana check as well.
You got it. I noticed you're making me make a lot of checks for this.
Yeah, you have to make a lot of checks.
What's that about?
Oh gosh. Oh, that was it. I'm sorry. I didn't, for some reason, I was like, where is it? There it is. It's right there. I'm sorry. I'm blind. Yeah, with a 16, that's fine. You know of this spell. Certainly, you've heard of Valen do it. It's not something that you have in your repertoire. However, you do know that the more familiar you are with a person, obviously, the better chance you have of it succeeding. The other thing you've heard of, mostly from Valen, is that there is a chance that the person you are attempting to scry on can sort of resist it. So if you're going to choose someone, you want someone who is less likely capable of resisting such a spell.
Okay.
So Valen is a person who is very well versed in Arcana and might not be a good choice.
You know what? Treebender.
Treebender. All right. So Treebender's your target. So you head up to the scrying orb, which is still there. It is currently being sort of recharged by the stone, the one of those whatchamacallit, dishes basically that was given to you by the kings, but is currently holding the scrying orb. And for the first time, you sort of walk up to it and focus on it, and it seems to just be a clear orb at the moment, nothing interesting in it, but it seems sort of natural the way you activate it. It just makes sense in a way that even you, as someone who doesn't study the arcane, just immediately understand. So stepping up to it, you set your hands on it and just focus on your owlbear companion, who hilariously has to roll a saving throw against that.
Oh.
He's not terribly wise, so hold on while I go find his shit. Give me a second.
Oh, gracious. Come on, Treebender.
He is. All right.
We love you.
You want him to fail.
You want him
to fail so you can watch him.
Right,
so,
exactly.
In sending this, let's see. You know him, so he gets a -5 to it. You don't have anything of, like, you don't have a possession of his or anything, right? Do you have a feather of his or something?
I imagine she does at this point. Plus combination wolf bracelets from, I think he used some of Treebender's feathers.
In some cases he did, but not for everyone. So I don't know if you have a specific piece of him, but that's fine. So he's rolling with a -5 to his save. And the saving throw on the scrying orb is 15. So I think he needs to roll a natural 20 to pass. Oh yeah, sorry, I forgot because it's been so long since we've been here. But Kodrono and Valen have the inspiration rolls for tonight, so
yeah,
the expiring inspiration rolls are with you too. Anyway, here comes his wisdom saving throw.
Just imagine us scorching him and be like, "I need you to fail right now, buddy. I just need you to fail."
Yep. And he 100% does. But as that happens, Valen, what are your glasses set to right now?
Invis.
Okay. What's your passive perception?
Not great.
Okay.
12.
Okay. So
I will say he's hyper paranoid though at the moment.
He is. I'll give you an opportunity if it makes sense. Hopefully Saruman isn't waiting. It's in another soul. Yeah, that'd be pretty bad. But in setting your hands on this crystal and focusing for a moment, and focusing on your dear friend Treebender, there's a sense of relief as you recognize the spell made a firm connection. And looking through that scrying orb, your environment seems to sort of melt away until your seemingly out-of-body experience places you behind Treebender. And currently you are watching him stand, looking a little uneasy. But you can see within 10 feet or so of Treebender in a radius. And within that radius, you catch the rest of your teammates. And you can catch what looks to be plant life of some kind as well. But when you're looking at Treebender's feet, they seem to be indoors. But there seems to be a lot of almost jungle-looking flora in their environment. In his environment, at least. But you see him standing directly beside Kodrono's mother, actually. Kodrono on the other side, Kemin, Valen there. Rylan doesn't seem to be immediately in the vicinity, but he seems like someone seems to be looking in the general direction of him. But both Rusi and Yurja are also nearby. But they seem to be talking. And as they're talking, there seems to be maybe a little bit of tension, but there seems to be a lot of questions being thrown in the general direction, in the general area. But that's what you're picking up. And you do know that you get to scry for 10 minutes if you want. You can always detach, but...
Yeah, she's gonna try to listen on the conversation, but also try to, I guess, swivel the sensor around so that she can maybe get an idea of where this place is by seeing what's outside of it.
Scrying is very much attached to the target that you scry on. So unless Treebender moves, you are unfortunately incapable of seeing anything else.
Son of a brat!
Ah!
Why?
In that time, Valen, you can go ahead and roll a perception check to see if you.
Oh, don't you worry. This is going to be terrible bad.
Don't worry, I won't notice a thing.
Buddy.
He does have inspiration. That's actually what you needed. 15. Paranoid Valen being paranoid, especially in Lahiri's presence. In looking around towards the end of the conversation, maybe it was because you were about to head back out the door, or you were about to turn to your friends to kind of converse quietly. But in turning, you do recognize just a slightly visible globe hovering behind Treebender.
Just kind of grumbles to himself. Looks over to Lahihi. Is that a friend of yours?
You see her like tilting her head so she can get a better look. I don't see what you're talking about, but if it has something to do with an orb, I am clearly out of the distance of it, so if it's one of my friends, I don't know. I don't think so. I also make a habit of not having a lot of friends.
Elenda's almost biting his tongue off from not saying some quippy thing back at that, but
Sounds weird for a succubus.
you're not allergic to light, are you?
No.
Good. He's going to cast light right on it.
Eirene, roll me a Constitution saving throw.
God
See if
damn
you
it.
get blinded.
This is bullshit. You're a terrible teammate.
I don't know, it's you!
Valen's like, fuck
Why
you.
don't you know it's her? You didn't give her a way to get back or even communicate with you or get to you, you fucker.
Oh my god.
Just try it.
Just try it.
Hey, get out here so I can sabotage you.
Oh, god damn. Very nice.
Yeah.
Bitch, I am alive.
As you're seeing through it, and you're kind of having that out of body experience, and you see Valen kind of squinting at it and even talking about it, and you're like, oh, okay, he sees this. And a part of you's like, good. So he knows it's, oh, I know that spell. And you manage to kind of like shut your eyes before it happens, but even through your eyelids, it just gets red because of the blood, and then just white because of how bright this cantrip is on this item. And you recognize that if you open your eyes before the spell is over, you will probably be blinded. But you managed to shield yourself before it managed to blind you at all.
She's gonna turn away from it enough to like kind of keep an eye on the orb and just be like, all right, when that light winks out, if it winks out before, I'll look back at it.
You know that it lasts an hour and that scrying lasts 10 minutes.
Yep. I was hoping he would probably dismiss it at some point, but yeah, I don't think he is. But you know, so she doesn't have much to go on here, right? She's trying to figure out where they are.
I feel like the light went off and the scrying orb was like, ah! Just like shakes.
There's no way to use this spell to like communicate, so. And she couldn't like use message to like whisper somebody through the scry.
No, unfortunately not.
See, that's rough right there.
It is rough. But while you're blinded, I'll hop back over to the team.
She's not blinded. You said she wasn't blinded.
I know you're not, but you're sitting there like, I'm gonna give you.
Angry Maya noises.
I'm gonna give you a moment here. And I'm gonna hop back to the rest of the group real quick. As the rest of the group definitely watched as Valen cast light on something that you didn't think was there. And if you kind of squint through the light, you can kind of make out a globe in the sky.
Give me the light.
Yeah.
And start the show.
Yep.
Yeah, Boggle.
I honestly don't remember. But
Oh god.
Nirja is gonna turn and look at the light and maybe the orb and say, "Who's been following us?"
I don't know. Scrying orb. Someone's watching us. Possibly that bard bow. Bitch or Budai. Let's just get home and we can hash out the details later.
Yeah. Can you get rid of it? Whatever it is?
Before our brother was attacked, yes, I could have, but I am fresh out of the power required to do so. So blinding is the best I can do for the moment.
Oh, okay. Alright.
Can Irene hear any of this? Or is it just visual?
No, you can hear it.
It's the goddamn baby. Call me here in the middle of the night and then you sabotage me. I'm trying to get to you. Yeah, she's just gonna be like, all right, well, I guess she's gonna let the scrying fade and then just be like, well, if they're coming home, she's gonna try to like look around and make sure she is actually alone and try to examine the evidence of what happened here to get a better understanding of what went down.
Okay. So you can go ahead and give me another investigation check. I'm sorry.
Great! Great! You can show us how
sorry.
awesome you are. Yeah.
Listen,
I am also in the Low Rollers Club, but did we forget that?
Stop it!
you just rolled a
Don't
natural
like that.
20, girl.
Yeah,
It's
don't
good.
like that. Just
Yeah,
roll.
I have streaks, okay?
Be rolling. Be
Streaks.
rolling.
Okay, so
Rolling.
investigation. Here we go.
Got this.
Okay.
Maybe I'm in the average rollers club. My rolls have
fine,
been very
terrible.
good today.
I will say, in just looking around the house, is like no one really took time to tidy up. Like there was precipitations that happened, but no one like fixed things that were perhaps moved around in the shuffle. And thankfully, there seems to be carpet that kind of runs through a good portion of the home. And you can see, because of sort of the footsteps and the ruffling of the carpet, that it looks like the fight started upstairs. And part of the threshold into Valen's study looks like it was a little, perhaps bent out of shape. Maybe a creature that was larger than it should be. You don't know what it is, but say giant ape was in there and kind of messed the space up a little bit. But you can recognize that the scuffle started upstairs and seemed to have dragged all the way down to the front door.
She's
But
gonna drag down to the front door, but it doesn't seem like anything came in through the front door, right?
Not to your knowledge, no. It doesn't look like anything did come through the front door. Other than perhaps
it's supposed to be protected.
It also doesn't look like the front door was tampered with in any way. It looks fine. The lock looks fine. The door otherwise looks unbothered. But unfortunately, something came in at some point. But that's more or less what you're doing in the time it takes them to do what they're doing at the moment. So then there's why is Brug in the scrying room?
That's great.
What? No, he's not in the scrying room.
That
What's
was
he doing
episodes
down
ago,
here?
Foos. Episodes
Oh, I know.
ago.
I got rid of him though, and Nenner's brought him back.
Why don't you get rid of
Not-
Brug? Brug is great.
What?
I
No.
promise you that was not something that was like, that was there episodes ago. I got rid of that.
I
Please
mean,
believe.
we haven't been on that map. We've been stuck in the plant room.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that happened towards the second half of that episode.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I'm
Okay,
trying
sure.
to create that. I'm trying to create a canon where when Brug jumps in, it's because he's been spying on us the whole time. Like everywhere we go, he's just kind of creeping in the
God.
background.
What isn't his stealth like absolute garbage though? We're just gonna say nobody notices him ever.
Yeah. I think his stealth is -2. I'll double check. Hold on.
That's amazing. But I'll come back to the team. Where Ryland, you are also with this group in Lahiri's her greenhouse. So you did see Valen cast light on a scrying orb, and it seems like the group is about to head back to the estate.
Damn,
Yes.
that's actually not bad for stuff with the -2.
That's a good style, all things considered.
Yeah, it's we are absolutely trying to go. Well, Valen wants to go back. He's obviously not going to be dragging people. Not that he could with his banana arms.
Right.
How long ago was it that Valen sending?
Sending.
Probably like 20-ish minutes ago.
I don't think Rylan would have put two together. I think he would have been less skeptical than Valen, but I don't think he'd be like, "That's Eirene, I know it."
Right. Yeah.
Also, hi, Plandy.
Yeah.
Hello.
Yeah.
Can we get a flantroduction?
A flame introduction.
Almost
Yes.
sounded like turducken.
Yes, it's a turducken.
Our buddy Flandy's back, and he's gonna tell us about himself and who he's playing.
I'm playing this guy. My name's Flandy, and this is the guy that I'm playing. And sometimes when things align right, it looks like I'm wearing antlers.
Oh my.
Just like that. The best is when I gave Flandy this artwork, he was like, could you scooch him over a little bit to the side? just a little bit. And I was like, I don't have time, Flandy, here you go. He looked like he was wearing antlers like 90% of that last episode. It was fantastic. But yes, Flandy, thank you for being back with us. I'm also just gonna give a quick shout out, hold on, to Goblets, because he's awesome and his channel's awesome. So please check him out if you get a chance. And Flandy has his own channel as well.
Don't shout me out. I ain't special. I'm just here.
He's very special.
No.
Anyway, as you guys are sort of discussing leaving, there's a moment where Lahiri, from across the room still, kind of speaks up. So, if we are going to enact any kind of plan, just let me know, I guess. I'll still be here. But we do have to have a plan if we're going against him.
Unfortunately, we're still kind of split on that, but I will let you know.
Sure. Have a good night and good luck.
A little bit of effort, likewise.
Like Riley's right behind you, like, oh, I'm proud of you, buddy. Good job.
Holding massage.
Doing that whole like shoulder massage, like, good job, you did it. I'm proud of you.
And if there's nothing else anyone wants to do, you guys are heading back home?
That's the game plan. Head on a swivel, especially now that we're being scried on.
Yeah.
Question.
Yes.
Was she able to see Lahiri though?
No. Like I mentioned, you can only see within a 10-foot radius of Treebender. Everything beyond that point just becomes sort of blurry and out of focus. So you couldn't hear her or make her out, but you could see that they were like looking in a direction that you weren't able to see.
Okay. All right. Yeah. Please continue.
Oh, okay, no problem. I will say without too much trouble that the rest of the group is able to make it back to the home. I will mention on the way, Dubs was taking care of laundry, so I will just kind of shorten the interaction. But as you are all heading back, his mother, Corvira, kind of squeezes his shoulder for a moment and then kind of turns to chat with him quietly. But then looks to the rest of the group. I have to depart. Unfortunately, I don't have time to stay here right now. But thank you again for keeping my son safe. And I hope to see you in better spirits later.
Thank you.
We appreciate you stopping by. Is there anything we can help with?
Not right now.
All right. Well, hope to see you. Know where we live.
Yes.
Wherever everybody does.
We'll
Thank you. And she turns to kind of depart, but not without giving Kodrono one last look, pulling her hood up and then sort of walking out from there. Oh yeah, she doesn't have the +5. That's true. Sorry, what'd you say?
Thanks for helping, Mom.
You see her smile back at you. I'm sorry I arrived late. I won't next time. Arrive late, that is. With another soft nod, she leaves the group with her hood up. But everyone is safely able to make it back to the Preventor's estate. Eirene, I know you were sort of investigating what was going on. I don't know where in the world is Eirene, but I'll say that you do hear the front door open not too long after.
Combat stance.
Combat stance. Yeah, exactly. Not too long after you headed in, but you do hear the front door open and the very familiar pitter patter of the feet of dogs and a dog, and a tree bender. Thank you. And your friends as well. Hop on in.
All right. Well, she's gonna hurry down and be like, "Y'all got some splaining to do."
Oh, Eirene, you're here. Thank you so much for coming so quickly.
Yeah. Did you try to blind me?
Oh,
That was you?
No. Yes, there's a Scrygorp here. I had no other way to get to you. Or figure out where you were. I still don't know where you were. Where were you?
Do you not have sending?
No. We've had many discussions about what spells I should be picking up in my arsenal, and unfortunately that one didn't make the cut.
I think it should. Especially if you're going to be doing sleepovers.
She's gonna picture.
yeah, we had a bit of a rough time, and we're debating about whether or not to end that assassin before it ends any of us.
Yeah, can you tell me more about this? I only got a chopped up message. I was asleep, Valen. I barely remember most of it, but it was able to wake me up and.
I was asleep too temporarily, although due to blood loss. So, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm happy to see you.
And as you're saying that, you can see like it's been healed, but there's like clearly a stab wound in Valen's like chest and stomach that has been healed and the blood was removed, but the stab through the robes is still very much there. There's still some holes.
Okay.
Another hole in the holy robe.
That man has at least 32 holes in that robe.
His robes are Swiss cheese.
Are you sure she knows that these are new? Because they're so good.
I would say she does, because a lot of the arrows are hitting him in various locations, but this is like center mass, like sword wounds that you can recognize.
Well, he's healed, so that's good. She's gonna stare at the holes for a minute and just be like, every time I see you, there's more holes in that thing.
I should have been keeping track of how many I acquired while being here, but it's quite a bit.
Please stop getting stabbed.
On that, Eirene, we have no disagreements on.
So Nirja is just gonna cast exposition and fill in Eirene on everything that happened. What?
Don't do that.
Why?
This is important.
Okay. All right, you prefer me to roleplay the whole thing?
Yes. This is very important.
Okay.
It's particularly traumatizing. We know how much Foos loves that.
What? How dare you?
So
Got you.
So Eirene, while we all were sleeping and separately, unfortunately, because we have short memories, Kadrono had the silent spell cast on him while the Mirror Man came in, maybe out of
right there. Came in? How did it get in?
From reflective surfaces, and she shows Mithril Majesty with the Odia cloak wrapped around the shiny parts of it, and not the blade, obviously. And he apparently uses reflective surfaces. Managed to trap Valen and me at some point inside of an odd mirror or reflective world. I managed to get through because there's these shards that were floating around my head, and I put them together like jigsaw pieces.
That's a lot of details.
Just in case you get caught.
I'm looking over.
I will also mention that Nirja, you do recognize that it wasn't because you put them together. It was because they were like the pieces were from different locations in the place, essentially. And if you focused on one, like that, you recognized where that was, you could essentially exit that way. But it wasn't the like assembly of things that made that possible, I guess.
Okay, go back, change it to that.
yeah. Nirja understands that, so she would have explained that correctly.
Okay, good.
Yeah, Iriene's just gonna be like, that's a lot of details. She's just looking over at Kadrono just to see how okay he is, and so it came after Kadrono specifically, but somehow trapped you all in a mirror realm.
Yeah, as we were trying to fight it and the copies it made of itself.
They make copies. They make copies now.
Yeah, that was fun. And it was a tough fight.
Do we need to board this house up? Or...
It reflective surfaces. So, Kadrono's armor. We saw an image of it in Kadrono's armor.
I'm sorry.
Yeah. So.
Wait. Hold on. Valen, help me out here. If it travels through reflective surfaces, doesn't it need to kind of like Lucy's blinking? Is it like that, or is it just this is a reflective surface? Doesn't matter if I'm looking at it or if it's in my vantage point. I'm just there.
I think there might be an element of line of sight from one surface to the next.
Right. So if we cover up our windows.
Or just chain cast darkness on Kadrono while he sleeps.
How long does darkness last again?
Not long enough.
Wouldn't it also work, even though it's not magic, if we just put him in darkness, like put a blanket over him? Or am I not understanding this?
So I honestly, we don't have a concrete evidence of how they manifest in reflective surfaces. There's still one on his chest piece right now, which is an issue. I don't know if it's storing a copy of itself or if it's some kind of relay point it could spawn back into. I think it's a little more complex than just line of sight. That might be an element of it, but I don't know if there's a way to recall from previously accessed shiny objects.
Wait, so what you're saying is there's a visible reflection of this thing in Kadrono's breastplate right now?
Valen will lift up the halo wrap that we put on him, just to kind of briefly show.
As you lift it up, Eirene, you see the faintest etchings, almost like an echo of a reflection, almost in his armor, and everyone else who had seen this before. The imagery has faded dramatically. It is almost not there. If you guys didn't know what to look for, it would have looked like nothing was there at all. But Eirene, you see just a glimpse of the mirror man in his armor.
Why are you still wearing that?
Why not? Well, look, he didn't have it on when he got stabbed. He was sleeping, so it was off of him.
But now it is in his armor.
It's also fading, so there might be some kind of time element attached as well.
Fading because it's disappearing, or fading because it's en route?
We know it takes at least 24 hours for that thing to remanifest. So unless there's been a time skip that we weren't aware of, we have some element of time.
Wait,
which
did
brings-
he upgrade his armor? This is out of character.
Did what?
Or was it his shield we upgraded? Is that just
That's
standard
Rylan's.
armor?
Your armor is just +1, right? Yeah. If I remember correctly, his armor was upgraded like forever ago. Like way before.
Double second,
Nasty
you're
Man.
FaceTiming your son in college right now.
Well said.
No.
Hit Control Plus, it'll zoom you in, so you don't have to. Yeah.
Can you?
Oh no.
Hey, is this thing working?
Dad, I need more money. I gotta go to the Disco Zoo tonight. All the kids are going.
Disco fries.
Disco fries.
Oh, the Jersey in me is like, yes. All right. I
But
miss Disco fries. All right.
long story short, no problem. Yeah, you do have. He has regular plus armor +1, and I don't think your shield has been upgraded for quite some time. You just have a regular shield.
Can't we just lacquer that in like matte black and call it a day?
I'm for any solution that makes it no longer a reflective surface, including getting different type of armor.
Valen had the idea that we, in addition to this, go after the assassin. I'm not sure if we have enough. I don't think we have enough time.
Where is it? Do you know?
We just
Well,
got.
Sorry.
No,
Well,
he's grumbling about the street, but he'll stop.
It's more or less the assassin directly, more so the person we think holds the contract for said assassin.
Oh. Okay.
Take out the problem.
We're-
We don't have the problem.
We were at Lahiri's.
What? Wait, is that what I saw in the scrying orb?
Maybe.
I don't know what you see in the scrying orb.
Valen knows what I'm referring to.
If you saw a lot of plants, and I think you were targeting Treebender,
Yes.
so didn't
You
yes.
see Dreambender's head like poke up when you say his name.
She's gonna go, thank you, Treebender. You helped a lot.
Kind of nuzzles your hip a little bit.
Sure, I helped. I don't know what I did.
He's like, you're welcome.
I think killing or maiming or slowing that thing down is the best like path.
You're talking
been
about
a
the
bit of a
Mirror
discussion.
Man, or it's the thing that sends the Mirror Man?
The thing
Both,
that sends
if
the mirror man.
possible, but yes,
The
the
bowman.
bowman specifically.
Yes, we think
Bowman?
it's yes, the bard bowman.
Wait, are you talking about the SoundCloud rapper?
The melodious master.
Yes.
Oh, that guy. Wait, what?
Not the
Or no,
melodious
Resonance
master.
Commander.
Mirror Man?
The resonance.
Resonance commander. That's it.
Yes.
We know
What was
that.
his other nickname? Romance something?
Wait, are you sure it's not Her Gun Absolute?
Nope, that was the different line.
Or the
Yeah.
Irate Swami?
Yeah, Ariat Swami for sure.
That was a different
So
line as well.
many, so many
We-
villains.
We have too many people on the board, and we need to start removing them. And time is not on our side.
Yeah, because
Oh.
actually, this is a DM question. So, what time does the party start? I'm assuming it's at night, right? Which is where
Yeah.
Nanners
guys know
had
it's
the
at
idea. Right.
We have a
Tomorrow
lot of
night,
time.
because tonight it's Thursday morning now, and then it's tomorrow night. Okay.
Correct.
Right.
Okay, so Irene's gonna be like, all right, so if you know, wait, you know where it is? Where the Melodious Master? I'm not saying that
Lahiri,
stupid name. Can we call it something else?
maybe the
Eminem. I don't know where the hell he is. Where is he? How do
No,
you locate him?
He's-
sorry,
It's RC.
Go ahead. Bach, you were trying for a while. I'm stop.
it's okay. So Lahiri knows where they potentially are in the desert, and she said that she can get us close to the 6 hours close, because if she tries to get us any closer, they're immediately alerted or
Wait, who's
something.
that? Is there more than one problem out there?
Well,
There might be
it's the
more.
Mirror Man and the Bowman. Primarily the Bowman, but the Mirror Man is currently in reconstruction, taking about 24 hours. So she offered to teleport us 6 hours out from the location we think that they're in. I don't know if that's definite or not. We can deal with them, but that would have to be after a long rest, I think. So we would long rest first, go to Lahiri. She would transport us, have another 6 hours, fight it out, and then we would have to teleport back here in enough time. Maybe we could do that in one day. I don't know.
We could absolutely do that in one day.
Hold on a second. All right.
Yeah.
So we obviously need to get some rest to gear up for this.
Yes.
Hopefully we can kill this guy before the Mirror Man reconstitutes itself and comes after Catrono again. And then we have to find a way back before the ball starts.
No, it's not that straightforward. Lahiri is essentially terrified of this guy and doesn't want to make a move without absolute certainty. There's elements of some kind of sound, audio, environmental interference. I experienced that firsthand where it canceled some of my spells out, which was not as much fun as it sounds. So that's something we may need to contend with.
He also did extra things on. It was almost like a concert.
Why is it never straightforward? We just go, we set the guy on fire, we leave. It always has to be, Getting frustrated. All right, so I don't understand. What are we proposing here?
That we fight the person who owns the Mirror Man contract, hopefully ending them both so that
yeah, but how? If they have some kind of way to interfere with us.
Valen, didn't you have the idea of going to Kurugu and picking her brain?
There's a couple of spells we could grab from her that might work, and obviously being able to consult with her expertise and perhaps getting another angle on it. I was thinking maybe if we socially construct some allies.
Socially
We construct?
I
Are
have
you
a
trying
dead.
to say make friends?
I have a dead boyfriend.
That's a weird way to say make friends.
In my bag of someone who probably wants him back.
Stop. I think I know where this is.
What if we can drag them into this fight?
Okay.
Right?
Nirja leans back and does this kind of pose. Very deep thought.
No, I actually want to hear this whole idea because it sounds ridiculous. Please.
I think it sounds like a good idea.
All right. Yeah, it's. I'm not gonna give it the credit of being an idea. It's a concept. We have a lot of enemies. It seems silly not to pit at least a couple of them against each other.
Yeah, no, you're not getting to how we do this.
But
well, you have seeming, correct?
Yes.
Well, that could change the look of this whole party.
Do we recall enough of their faces to convincingly pull this off?
I mean, in game time, it's been like 18 hours. So, yes, I'd imagine we do.
Okay, so what are you proposing, Valen? That we bring the body in, look like them, and do what exactly?
Are you suggesting that we raise it?
No, absolutely not. We make up some story that the Melodious Master was behind this in some way. And we offer to do a body exchange due to the misunderstanding. We do it at the site that he is trying to protect with some illusion work, maybe see what happens when they intrude on said site. Perhaps start a fight or whatnot through there, through seeming or some other trickery. Again, this is a concept. This is something that literally just popped in my head.
We don't have a lot of time.
We do. We have more time than you realize.
That's something like this has been used before, obviously in military battles that I've studied and heard about. So it's not unheard of to do tricks like this, like a prisoner exchange. You dummy something up very far away, look through the telescope, look at the thing. Oh, look. Oh, yeah, those are our guys. And then they go up to them after we're long gone for the prisoner exchange. And, oh, they're dummies. Sorry.
What?
So we could do something like that with the bodies, but Valen, the resonance might cancel out the magic. That's my only concern.
That is another concern.
That was the first thing I wondered. Also, so wait, let me just see if I understand this clearly. You want to approach some of these slaving scumbags that we met before, that we encountered before we fought.
I'm not approaching them. I'm doing a sending spell.
You want to do ascending spells of them?
Yeah, why not?
And hope that they mobilize quickly enough to get out to the desert where the Melodious Master is. I hate that name so much. And
it's called Mellow.
What?
Well, it's not the Melodious Master, though. We don't think. I think it's the Bowman.
The Resonance Commander.
Yeah, the Resonance Commander.
Right. They're both idiots. So we want to convince this group of slavers to go out there to do an exchange.
Also, sorry, not to interrupt. As a party, you guys do know that Resonance Commander is Melodious Master is Mirtis Walla.
Okay.
Those are all the same person.
Oh, I thought the Bowman was the Resonance Commander. Commander would.
Yeah.
Okay.
No. Yeah. All those the nicknames and stuff. You have no name for the Bowman right now.
Okay.
Basically, the irate Resonance.
That's why I was confused for a second. I was like,
I
doesn't have a name.
But that's a bit much.
The Resonance Commander part was referencing the Bowman. I misunderstood them when we.
Okay. So, because I know it was. We did mention this, but it was like a long time ago. So I was like, let me just make sure you guys all remember.
The Romance Commander.
No, it's not the Romance Commander.
So the
sounds like
Bowman.
Just some dude who's just like, make out right now.
I demand you look like the cover of this book.
Now,
yeah, take your shirt off.
Not kiss. Yeah. Irate Resonance.
Oh my god.
Okay, so we have to convince these guys to get out there to the desert to rendezvous with this figure to do a sort of exchange. What makes you think they're going to mobilize very quickly and get out there quickly enough for this to?
I mean, the leverage I have is the body of someone they care about.
Aren't you already trying to use that for the gems?
I was, and I still do want to use that for that. But I don't know. I'm trying to get some other X factor in here.
Well, Valen, instead of doing that, why don't we use seeming on everybody but one person, maybe Kadrona or myself, as bait and say, hey, we got this person. We're bringing him out here because this was the closest location. What do you think?
What if we played upon that a little bit more?
I think I've seen your wisdom saves.
I feel like, okay, let me just, from what I understand of our enemies, they are masters of espionage and spy work. And you're going to try to outspy the spy masters.
Well, if they see that the prisoner is real, but everybody else has seeming, they may overlook that part because the prisoner is real.
I actually like that idea, but expand upon it a little bit. What if we said that we defeated us? And then they took the stuff and were trying to do an even exchange just at that particular location.
I think they would need more proof. Like a hand-to-head something. What?
I think you should go sit down with Kurugu and figure out a way to get over this.
All right.
This sounds like too much conjecture.
Okay, yeah, that's fine. It's just a concept.
And also, again, espionage is their thing. They've been.
It didn't work out too well for them, did they? Because I snuck in there looking like a monk, and
yeah, we did.
I got her man in my bag right now, so I'm not really too thrilled with their abilities.
Yeah, them, but we're talking about their leaders right
now. No, just them. It's the lady. She's the one who cares.
Well, and wait, you mean going to the slavers, Valen? Is that what you're talking about?
The furry-faced lady. You remember her?
Yes.
That's the one we're talking about. She absolutely is.
No. But That's not what I mean. Like I was talking more about the us going to the bowman as everybody as looking at
Oh
his
yeah, no, I
favors.
would not try to deceive them. No, absolutely not. If we're seeing them, it's fighting. I don't think deception's on the table for them.
The two of you are proposing the ideas at the same time, and it's confusing the hell out of me.
Let's. I'm willing to drop it. It's not a hill I'm trying to die on. It was just if anyone could add to it, great. I think Ryland's premise of let's see what we can do within our house for now.
Yeah, that's. He's right. She says that, and then her mouth feels weird.
You just see his helmet kind of lift just a little bit because he's smiling so big. His cheeks are pushing his helmet up. You don't see the actual smile. You just see the.
All right. There has been a change in sleeping arrangements, Eirene. We're all sleeping in the same room. Anybody who has a shield is going to have it taped to their chest, and we're just gonna. I'll do my best to keep an eye on you guys while I study.
Okay.
Oh, and the plants are going to help us.
Pardon?
What?
You know this.
What?
She doesn't.
Oh.
Know. The plant. I talked to them. They're going to help. They're going to let us know if there's some weird shit going on.
Okay.
How do they let us know?
Usually smell.
Oh, so like a rose. Says blue.
Yeah, they're end of the spectrum.
What?
Oh, like a terrible smell.
Yeah, that's
Like
it.
when you step on a mushroom circle.
Speaking of, don't step here, and
Oh.
he's gonna like point at the
Okay.
corner.
So
All right.
we're gonna try to sleep, and if something bad happens, we'll know because it stinks.
Ostensibly.
Oh,
Roosie's really good at smelling, and she doesn't have to sleep, so she'll smell it first and let us know. Start waking us up.
Okay.
this place was supposed to be protected. We can't
Yes.
do anything in this damn city without.
Running into
Mhm.
something.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Mhm.
We know.
All right. Yeah, let's get some rest. We have a
Yeah,
lot
rest.
to do.
Yeah.
Should we try to talk to her first, or
We'll talk to Kurugu in the morning.
I
Isn't it
think
like-
talk to her first? Why? Because, as you know, half of our strategy is having the correct spells for whatever we're about to face.
Oh, we're absolutely talking to her first, just not now.
Yeah, we like maybe what, not even an hour ago got back from her place, and she was already yelling at us because she was going to bed.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. I don't want to make.
I was
her
gonna say,
All
girl,
right.
it's like 3 a.m. right now, and it's like we gotta go.
Oh, I thought it was 5.
Oh yeah, I'm
Wake the
sorry.
fuck
Yes,
up.
it is.
Do you know how to fight
close
fucking
to morning.
magic sounds?
Yeah, let's go to sleep. Wake up. We'll contact her first thing. We have a bunch of things to pick up in the city anyway. Get all that stuff done.
Ooh,
If we have a decent plan
Freebirds
by
armor.
then,
Yeah. You getting
yes,
armored about, buddy.
Freebender's armor. Yep.
We need to talk strategy. She's looking directly at Valen.
Not now. I agree. We need to. The thing is, we need to know.
I mean,
need to-
I'm sure.
because gotta know what I need to swap around, fiddle around in there.
You guys can also like chat in the morning. It doesn't need to be and then I sleep and all my spells come to me. Like
I
as you
thought
guys
it was
wake
sort
up.
of an overnight thing.
No, it's what
Mhm.
happens as soon as you wake up. It's not like
Well, no,
it's like
overnight.
a-
I choose these things and then.
Oh.
So like as characters, you guys can chat with each other in the morning of like, what am I preparing for today right now? So you can go to sleep and then chat about it in the morning.
Also, I'm sure we'll have at least 5 pages of plans from Valen by the time we wake up.
I was go shooting for
Somebody's
6,
up by.
but we'll see.
Yeah.
The Gith
And-
language is very efficient.
And,
Is this
I-
enough monies to put down? He like slaps down like the biggest piece of money that he knows.
So if we flip the rooms around, I think we could turn anti-mouthfield into anti-spy field. Just joking.
and I would like to know, what Kurugu has to say about, our options and things like that. So I think once we rest and speak to her, we can have a better idea about our plan.
Foos, off topic. I have a request for a emoji when we get to that point. I need one that's just books falling for Netters. He's always
okay,
giving us
yeah.
books.
Yeah, I think not only that, but like books are playing a big part of all of our adventures, right? Because like Rylan is learning Celestial. There were ridiculous romance books in difficult terrain. Nenner's has given us hairy books in his campaign. There's just books all over the place. So yeah, I agree. We're gonna probably have books of some kind emote.
Yeah, I agree with that. We'll try to long rest. Everybody in the same
to
room.
elaborate, not only are they hairy books, they're dusty fro books.
Oh no! Don't you didn't need those details. Get the
Yes, you
get
did.
out here. I didn't need it. Oh no. Okay, so I'm just gonna shuffle everybody up to the study.
Thank you.
Yeah, I'm so cool.
Plenty.
Are we? He's looking over the group. Are we geared to trek in the desert in the day? I don't think we've actually done that yet.
I am a little less geared than I was before. She looks at her regular ass shoes now.
Yeah.
What happened to your boots?
I had to get here somehow, Valen.
You didn't just teleport to Kurugu's?
It's the first time that Irene thought about choking him.
Why'd you land the circle if you weren't gonna use? You know what? I don't want to know.
We had this discussion and decided in the end that I probably shouldn't memorize that spell yet because I need some whole bed space for. Oh, I want to go back to sleep.
Please do. We'll get you some boots in the morning.
I love Condish for this.
All right, so are we putting the shields on the outside, and we put them in the middle? We making a shield sandwich.
We are not doing
putting the
that.
squishies on the outside. Who we putting?
Yeah, can we have a sleeping phalanx going?
Yeah.
You know
Sleeping
the spell alarm?
phalanx.
Wait,
Oh
do you know
my
the spell alarm?
As you're asking, he's like ritually casting it across the doorway.
Well, that's a start. Yes.
Oh my god.
Do I have anything that can? Make old sounds. This is trying to. What is it? Spell? What I got here?
If we don't go for the Melodious Master tomorrow, then I strongly suggest, or the Bobard bitch, whatever his name is, the Triple B, we can go to
The Better Business Bureau?
Wait,
I'd like to file a complaint.
Barty D.
this assassin sucks. He keeps trying to kill us and he keeps failing. All right. I want to get rid of Maliel if we're not going to do that, because quite frankly, I'm tired of having this body in my bag, and we're going to have to not carry it tomorrow, and I don't really trust anybody else and have to explain the fact that there's a wanted criminal in my bag.
But how will we get the gems back without it?
Oh, well, so I'm saying we'll launch that plan instead. We need to make movement on some. We either need to empower ourselves with those gems or take a player off the board. We have to be productive tomorrow, is what I'm trying to say.
Okay.
Foos.
We'll rest on it then.
Yes.
What's the minimum amount of armor Rylan can take off and be able to sleep?
And be able to like you got to take off your whole plate setup, man. You can't
I
sleep
can't leave
in
my
plate
boots
armor.
on. Come on, give me something.
No, you have to take them off.
I'm leaving my belt on. All right, the belt is staying.
Oh no.
All
belt
right,
is fine.
I will give you your dang belt. All right, you can stay with your belt. You're gonna have a fucked up back in the morning.
You know what's funny is I feel like he's gonna like when he finally does remove this thing, it's just gonna be a red mark. Oh.
Yeah.
Also, Nenders, how dare you? I didn't say you can't. I said you don't. Like nobody is like, I'm gonna take off my belt, take off my armor, put my belt back on, and then sleep.
That's like his championship belt.
No.
He worked hard in the WWE for that belt. He ain't
There
taking
is
it
a
off.
buckle on it. It's gonna fuck up whatever side you sleep on.
He's a stomach sleeper. He'll be fine.
I love you so much, Nenders.
He's
Okay.
just gonna have the red marking. He'll be
He's a stomach sleeper.
So everybody
I feel like that'd
is.
be worse.
It would be.
It would be absolutely the worst. But everybody is heading for a long rest. Is that correct?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
I will say, Rylan, as he drifts off, or if he gets to drift off, he's gonna be kind of playing over into his mind like the focus and think message that Myliki gave him, and he's gonna or think and concentrate. That was it. And he's gonna try and like. He's not trying to activate anything, but he's trying to like think of what that would like Is it
Trying to
this?
think
Is it
about
that? Is it
thinking.
like when I do that? Like
Yeah.
he's trying to like put things together if he can, and I
You
feel
told
like
me
he's just
to
gonna
think.
be
What does
off.
that entail?
Give me an insight check as you're drifting off and considering this. Please and thank you.
Oh,
Did that
shit.
take forever for it to show for anyone else? 'Cause, like, I saw it come up and then I was like, someday it'll come up. But yeah, and then it popped in. That was great. Let's get out of here with Captain Bragg. Just Valen, smell gears burning. You know what? Because he rolled the natural 19, I don't think so. I think it's a well-oiled machine over there at the moment. But Rylan, and kind of trying to think about it in the message that she was trying to give you, it's not a lot of words to go off of, but if you were to connect the 3 words she gave you and her speciality, maybe whatever you have to think and concentrate on is not so much perhaps a journey or a direction or something like that, but maybe a subject matter. Maybe that's the focus. But that kind of like comes to you as you're like sort of drifting off. Like, that's and like out.
Oh my god, he's gonna be dreaming of big bads. He's like, "Ah, I gotta fight this guy. Ah, I gotta fight this guy."
There's so many things to fight and do. But yes, as everyone is sort of drifting off, I did have 2 people go unconscious in the previous night, so I will need Constitution saving throws to see if you guys get exhausted the next day. So Kodrono and Valen, I believe, right?
I have
The two of
Warcaster,
you-
so that helps, right?
No, it's not Warcaster.
No.
He's in my aura.
Just okay, yeah. Just know that Ryland's aura does not help you. Kodrono passed with
Rude.
flying colors.
Ah.
Well, actually,
So
wait,
mean.
Kodrono, you only went down once, right?
Yes.
Yeah,
No,
so you're
wait,
fine.
wasn't it? Wasn't
No,
it
he was fine.
twice?
No. Even if
Because
you did
of
go
the
down twice,
orcish thing.
no, because it doesn't count quite. Because it doesn't like
Okay.
you don't go to 0, you go to 1
Got
instead.
it.
So it's like
Yeah.
Also, even if he did, it's 15 the DC for 2 downs, so he passed regardless. Even if he did go down twice, and thankfully, Valen, you pass as well. So nobody wakes
How
up.
come I
with,
could never pass those?
I don't know. You have good constitution too. That's the craziest thing. He just rolls like 4s every time. It's like,
You just had to be beaten as a child. That's really what gets into it, you know?
also, in your defense, the first time you got knocked out so many times that the DC was 20. So like you had to roll decently high anyway. So I was like, that's gonna be.
I think
but
it was the
Kodrono
same
and
thing
Valen.
for the second time
You got, I think so.
because it was the rooftop fight.
You just rolled like ass. It was so bad. But yeah, Nunners, you were fine anyway. Like the both of you rolled high enough naturally without your bonuses to be fine. So you're both good. No exhaustion overnight, thankfully. But you guys all settle for a long rest, shoving various pillows and blankets and beds in some cases into a study that
Plants.
was plants into a study that was mostly Valen's excited area to be in because yay, books and a place to kind of get some of his studying done and such. But now he is at a table that is absolutely surrounded by his teammates who are unconscious in various locations in this one room. But at the very least, it's nice to know you can keep your eye on everyone in the room. But thankfully, as the hours go by, everybody completes a long rest safely. So if you have anything that is on cooldown, make sure you fix that. All your hit points, everything is back. I think this is probably a pretty good place for us to take a break, just because if there's any spells or whatever, anything else that you need to like fix or set up, you can go do that during our break. But we're gonna take a quick 10-minute break. So I'm just gonna round up and say it's 11:05. So we'll be back at 11:15. And
No, 11:04.
11:15, we'll be back. We'll see you guys soon. Thank you for being here. Bye. spell.
There it is.
Level
I
up.
knew
Yeah,
it.
level
I
up.
knew
Level
it.
up.
Oh my
Lord.
god.
That's the only reason I didn't.
We're back.
Everybody.
And Mark Song said nom nom, and I just want you to know that I'm nomming on some Haribo gummy bears.
Ooh, give me
Oh, we're
some.
supposed to be snacking?
We're snacking now.
When are we
it's
not
snack o'clock.
snacking?
But yeah, I love
Shit.
these are my favorite gummy
I
bears
think I have
ever.
some.
Anyway, we are picking up with the group having completed a long rest. Are kind of getting their things together, which also includes a little bit of planning. And I do believe those of you who swap out your spells, which I think is everybody except Nirja, you guys have an opportunity to swap your spells, which also means you can discuss that and make sure you have whatever you need. Eirene, being the special sorceress that you are, you do only get to swap one spell, and it has to be of the same level of whatever spell you are swapping for. So that's the only caveat that you have, and that's it.
We all dinged, right? Yeah, we fought off the mirror man.
No,
I mean,
no,
it has been a
In our own
minute
home?
since we did ding.
We totally dinged.
It's
We
Definitely.
absolutely ding. That was, yep.
Ding! See, I heard it.
What do I get at 13? Hold on a second.
Oh my god.
I think I get a second indomitable.
Really?
Oh my
I'm
God.
telling you, I'm pretty sure I get fuck all.
That's what you deserve. No, I'm kidding. Like, that's-
Okay, I could not help.
Wait,
No,
no, this
I
is perfect.
sympathize.
Hold
No,
on.
I get a 7th. Let's go.
Oh,
Let's go.
I was gonna say, since you don't get anything at that level, you can fill the void with Black Razor.
Yeah.
Jesus.
But only if he
Oh
sounds
my
like the rock.
I had your back and you ruined it.
I did. I'm sorry.
And then
We're
after
at
you
super
get
goofy.
Black Razor in your possession. Oh wait, I actually did get something.
Ooh.
Oh no. What's up?
I'd get a 4th level spell slot.
Okay, focus. You have not dinged. You are level 12. Pick your spells if you need to.
Well, that's the
Take
thing.
the
We were
fourth
gonna have a big strategic discussion to figure out what spells we were gonna go with before we
Okay.
did the swap. That's remember what you said. Remember.
I think- I get. All right. What am I swapping in? Oh, and it's past dawn, right? So we got all our dawn stuff.
Oh yeah, that's true. Because we
Yeah, Dawn, correct. Any items that you have that are cool. I was just looking at your aura, Flandy. I was like, that's too big. Why is it 15?
I couldn't remember what it was. It was like 15, right? Because it
No,
goes to
yeah.
30,
I
and
think
then
it's
I was just
35.
looking, I was like, no, it is 10. Whoops.
It's 10, yeah. I was looking at it before, but I was like, it's fine. We're not in combat. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
I'll look at it later. And I was
I don't
literally
think it shows up
opening
on the
it
recording.
right now.
So, yeah.
All right, Dennis,
Okay, don't worry.
Yes.
Valen. We're dealing with spies, spy masters,
Mhm.
all around terrible people who like
Right.
to be very sneaky. What if I swapped out Scatter for True Seeing?
your scatter usually lands.
What? Scatter is the teleportation spell.
Oh, never mind.
Here,
Yeah,
Link.
but that is useful.
Yeah,
Fighters
didn't it?
going for fighters
Also,
going-
don't forget you're gonna need to go get the goo. I had to buy the ointment, so you will too.
The goo?
Yeah, you gotta shove some ointment in your eyes.
Why do I have to shove ointment in my eye?
Look under components, girl.
We actually have to use components for this?
Yeah, because there's a material cost.
That doesn't sound like a good time.
Oh, God.
That sounds terrible. You can't just like rub it under the eyes. You know?
And I'm gonna warn you, I used True Seeing, and that shit didn't work. So I'm gonna say, save your fucking 6th level slot. Use whatever the hell you want. I'm still bitter about that.
I mean, if I can pass up the opportunity to put ointment in my eyes, I think I will. Thank you.
You're welcome.
All right,
I
so
just love
Scatter
the
has
not-
worked.
You gotta get some goo.
we're
You
not
gotta get some eye goo. Sorry.
we're not going with seeming. That strategy is a little weird for this because spies.
I
Don't.
like how Maya has no internal spell monologue. We know exactly. So she's making.
Also, just as a non-spellcaster and also as the newbie of the group, Can I just ask, can't we wait until we speak with Kurugu and then make decisions about spells?
No.
No, I think that this is
Okay.
quasi period as like you're kind of preparing for the day. That'd be it. If Foos isn't giving me Black Razor, I don't think she's giving me that either.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just making sure. I was just wondering.
I would say also Nirja does remember, like, being that you've spent a good amount of time with all of your friends, you do recognize that it always seems to be something that is done like as soon as you guys wake up. Like they get up and they're just like, okay, these are my spells for the day, and then I go.
Got it.
Who's what
Thank
if we
you.
gave us Melancholy Razor?
Oh my god. Look, we have a lot of shit to do. I don't think we have time for cheese.
Melancholy Switchblade.
Is Frost Armor concept? Of course, it's
It requires us to make somebody feel sad.
concentration.
Valen, did you want me to get Magic Circle?
Not at
Silence.
the moment, no. And yeah, I had to do some math. Yeah, we're good for now. Because it takes like a bit to cast, so we're not gonna.
Yeah, it's like 10 minutes, right?
Yeah, it's
1
a bit.
minute.
Oh,
1
1
minute.
minute. Excuse me. Excuse me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Need
it's
anti-
visible though, right?
I gotta draw a line with chalk, I think. No. It's holy water or powdered silver and iron worth at least 100 gold points.
Okay, yeah, don't worry about that for now. We'll. Do you think the furry face lady is extra planar?
I think you're thinking of the wrong person right now.
Mhm.
I think you're thinking of the wrong person.
Mhm.
All right. Oh, wait. I forgot about this.
Hey, Valen,
Yes.
do we need protection from poison?
I don't think we're hunting hags, but if we are, yes.
Oh my god.
Oh.
We don't need it, right? Should I get it? Oh, we don't need it. We don't
Wait,
need
why
it.
do we
Oh,
need it
we're
for?
fighting
You're
this
pounded.
poisonous hag who filled her entire home with poison and then filled this chest with poison.
Why did I choose alter
So,
energy?
Mark, what we're talking about is unfortunately something we don't have on recording. This was pre-recording days. But Valen and Rylan went on a quick one-shot sort of situation where they were investigating something. And yeah, they basically went to go like track down a hag. And while they were preparing their spells, I was letting them know. I was like, your characters are just going on like an investigation trip or whatever. Like, you pick what you want. And so they're out loud choosing their spells. And poor Ryland is like, we don't need protection from poison, right? We shouldn't. No, I don't need it. Should I get it? No, we don't need it. And it comes up like 3 or 4 times, but in the end, he doesn't get it. And of course, they get to the hag, and she's like literally a poison hag. like there's poison eking out of her body. Her home, her hut has like poison just that fills the whole room.
All the plants,
Like, chest,
everything in
and
the
that has
area.
poison in it, like. But he didn't have the spell. So ever since then, every now and then, Flandy's gonna be like, do we need protection from poison? Bubble poison in trouble. Love it. Yes.
Poison.
Yeah, it was a bad
Poison. All right, Ninners. Babe,
Yes. Okay.
Good
Either
nurse.
one.
hear me out.
Either one.
Since I don't think we're gonna encounter an opportunity for her to be a hero in the air right now. We're literally going out here to assassinate somebody. Intellect Fortress. I can swap out Fly for Intellect Fortress, and I feel like that would serve us well against these jerks.
I agree, but that also means you're not maintaining a haste. If you're okay with that, that works.
Well, haste has the problem of the stun after it wears off.
I have a feeling that these fights aren't going to last all that long. But
They're not gonna last long if people are KO'd while hasted. I mean, this guy, he pretty much sells chaos, right?
yeah, he's a bit of yeah. Do I ditch personal protection for group protection?
Hey, do we want to get married to have +2 AC for 7 days?
Huh?
ceremony spell.
I forgot about it. I was reading through.
Ryland's like, Irene, this is a real short notice. We need to get married, so we get this bonus if you don't mind.
Wait, no, actually, yes.
Everybody up in here. I've already 3 spell slots.
Intellect
Dream
fortress.
Bender
And I'm gonna tell you
and
why, Valen. Do you remember the time we rescued Phil?
When we first fell in love, what?
Yes, that too. We rescued Vorum, and unfortunately, one of our allies got confused and nearly shredded you. She's not saying names.
Yes, I vaguely remember that. Yes,
And Nirja just.
Yeah,
I have something for that right now.
What?
I have something for that.
Yeah, what do you have for that?
A little thing called Hold Person.
Yeah, if we have Intellect Fortress, I think the chances of you needing to cast that are lessened.
Okay, yeah. I mean, I just it's a decision for you between haste and that, is my opinion, because obviously it's concentration, so you got to live with it.
I mean, if she's hasted, and no offense, shreds one of us, that is also bad. But more importantly, I think we need to keep everybody on the objective, and if anybody gets stunned or...
I think offense is very important, especially martial offense. He has a lot of things that cancel spells. So, in my humble opinion, if our bruisers can do what they do better, great. There's still a chance they could fail a saving throw even with Intellect Fortress.
Fair point.
Foos. She has Warcaster, right? Which allows her to make concentration saves at advantage.
Mm-hmm.
If I use a Warcaster, can I just hold haste and Intellect Fortress at the same time? Just have to make concentration saves every time?
No.
What if I hold her hand while she casts and I'm just there for
No.
support?
No.
What if she gets married? Can she do it?
No.
All right. What if we combine the spells into haste and intellect?
Wait, say that again. I was too busy laughing.
If we combine the spells into haste and intellect.
Oh boy. Good luck with that one. I shield other is what I do to save Ryland's bacon all the time. I can't ditch that. All right.
You ever have one spell in your roster just to save one person?
Yep. That's too useful.
All right. So haste has that stun though.
I'm not going to be maintaining more than one. Okay. Yeah, I think I got it.
Food, stop trying to kill us.
+3 Tupperware of bacon saving. What is happening?
Oh, I didn't hit the button.
The more that those words sit in the air, the more I love it.
Nirja is just doing some exercises, low impact exercises, almost like Tai Chi in the back, while she's listening to everyone argue.
Yeah, about
This
spells.
isn't an argument. It's a tactical discussion.
Oh, God.
Is that concentration? Of course it's fucking concentration.
Jesus.
And she's also going to go to Treebender and give him some scritches.
No. Treebender happily accepts the scritches.
Yes. And she says how good he is, how helpful he has been, and how proud she is of him at knowing that he has no idea what she's saying.
Yep, as per usual. I feel like you're probably getting used to it at this point, but he seems to always be like, I'm confused, but I'm very happy to see you. That's the general vibe you get from him.
All right, you know what?
Hmm?
I got it, Dalen. I'll take Intellect Fortress and have that up as we approach them. So in case they have an ambush plan or anything that can throw us into disarray, have a way to ward that off, and then when the fight begins, haste.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that works.
Haste is not concentration.
It
Haste
is.
is concentration. She would have to drop the fortress to enact the haste, but as long as we have the fortress up, if they get to jump on us or pull off
Right.
anything before we can, that'll be an extra layer of protection. And of course, standing near Rylan at all times.
Also, remember, to get 4 of us, you're burning it at 6.
There was like a very subtle range of motions that like passed over Maya's face. It was like, I got this. Shit.
Maya and
Son of a
I
bitch.
are secretly
God damn
going
it.
through the same pain. We've been playing a lot of Pathfinder, the video game. So
Yeah.
coming here, it's like you're like neutered spell wise. So you're like, oh wait, that spell doesn't hit everyone in my party, and I can concentration is not me just getting the spell off. It's So I hear you. It's you can twin it, great, or you can get the whole buff the thing to 6th level and then hit 4 people, but there's still going to be a couple people out. I think haste is the better play, period, unfortunately.
Tidal wave could be fun in the desert.
All right, I'm good to go, I think. Yeah.
Tidal wave.
Actually,
Oh my
you know
goodness.
what? Dispel magic. I'll pick that up instead of fly.
You didn't have Dispel Magic?
It's hard, okay, for a sorcerer, alright? I can't just memorize 4,200 spells like you can.
All right.
We always have to have haste. We always have to have counter spell,
Valen has like 8 mandatory spells. He doesn't want to hear it.
One of them is banish.
Yeah. Yep.
All of her spells are mandatory now?
Oh my god.
She has very little flexibility.
Your spells.
I mean, with the spells in her. You shut up, Valen.
Yeah. Sorcerer's Luck is hard, but you do have an unusual perk that you can swap some stuff around, so
Honestly, I don't know why sorcerers can't do that normally. It seems like a mechanic that makes sense. Otherwise, you're stuck with these spells forever until you level. That's harsh.
Mm-hmm.
Harsh.
that's
Especially if it's
so
like a new
pros and
player
cons of
who's
the class.
saying what they're doing.
Yeah, the con is that you have a very slim spell selection. The pro is you can absolutely manipulate the shit out of those spells.
exactly.
So that's the
Be
trade-off.
creative, yeah.
No, I was just thinking about like newer players who like don't really understand what they're picking up until they'll pick up something whack and then be stuck with it.
I mean, look, if you're with a DM who's going to be like, no, you're shit out of luck until you gain a level, then like I think that's the problem of the game. Like, then whatever situation you're in. But like, obviously, if someone chooses something they hate and they're like, well, I have to keep this until next level, it's probably fine to swap it out. It's not a big deal. But anyway, getting back onto it.
Foos, I got a question.
Yes.
Would the assassin bitch, the mirror one, because
The
there's
mirror
a few assassin bitches that are after us.
Yeah, I
to be
was like,
specific.
which one?
Does that
Attack.
count? Does that count as a creature in the case of locate creature?
Could you post that for me?
Absolutely.
Thank you, sir.
Absolutely
that one,
positive.
Absolutely.
There it is. Oh, it literally just says creature. Yeah, that does count.
Is it a creature?
Creature,
I'm
creature,
preparing.
creature.
Okay,
I'm
so
just
we-
making sure, because sometimes they're like, this spell has creature in it, but it needs
Yeah,
to be singular.
right. It needs to be
Mhm.
have
But
3
it's not that.
chromosomes or something. But yeah, this
Yeah.
works.
Creature is
Exactly.
one of
No,
those
you're-
very like weird things to be called, I think.
All right.
We're not
So
a creature. What the fuck?
Leyland has a secondary idea we could use as well.
Please, Valen, tell us what Valen's secondary idea is.
We could do kind of what we did before, but a little safer this time, and do a flyby reconnaissance.
Yeah,
And
how about we
locate-
not do that anymore?
Rylan has PTSD face like,
All right. If you don't attack this time, I think we'll be all right. We just need to spot them.
look, I saw a bad guy. I had the instinct. That's all
Brother,
I know.
There's no hard feelings here. I just that would be a parameter for going
Where's
forward.
our encyclopedia of things you've came up with over the night?
Oh, here you go.
Oh, no.
But yeah, that's I'm good, Fizzy.
Okay.
Are there like crude medieval drawings in here? Like,
Yes.
Oh my goodness. Does anybody else need to pick spells or ask any questions or anything?
I told
that
you what I
need?
swapped dispel magic for fly.
Okay. Sounds good, girl.
Yeah.
You have to use your thing.
Right?
Try again.
Any particular spells I should prepare?
Well, considering what we've just gone through, either you or Ryland or both, I'm thinking both should have some kind of resurrection spell.
Check.
Yeah, revivify, or hopefully not necessary. Raise dead should be nice.
I don't know what the second one is. I know what the first one is.
Raised dead. And
Well, I know
some
what the second one is.
necromancy.
I don't know it.
Also, Kodrono has made it clear to the group that Revivify has never not been, like, ready.
Right.
He
Well,
never
do-
leaves home without it.
Do you have the diamonds needed? Do we have to go shop for diamonds?
Is that fourth level and above, or is that third level and above?
It's in
5.
the... Hold on.
To the what, Foos?
In the homebrew rules. Spells above third level. Although Revivify... Oh no, actually...
It is
No,
third
I
level.
did give you guys... I gave you guys the okay for Revivify.
Okay.
'Cause it's above third level. Because I think you used it before, and I felt really bad if I was like, suddenly I'm going to make sure you have to have this component. So
Okay.
that's why I was like,
So
after
it's just
that,
for raised
you're
dead.
fine.
Got it.
Yeah, so for Revivify, you're fine. You don't need it.
How come the king's charges for diamond?
Well,
Because I couldn't be in
Yeah.
anyway.
That's messed up.
Well, that
Sorry. All right,
was
we're good.
also that also wasn't revivify.
It's
Yeah,
raised
it was
dead. We were
raised dead.
casting it, but they made us cast. Anyway, yeah.
it's political.
They gave
So-
us a house.
Two Kurugus, we good to go?
Yes.
Yeah, we got to go there. We got to go recruit Garai. Maybe.
Yep. Gotta go to the
Um,
palace.
We got to get her some boots.
Probably before we go to the palace.
Maybe some earwax. He like
Earwax.
points inertia, like do those like finger guns, whatever.
Yeah,
don't-
she.
it doesn't-
Oh my god.
Well, wasn't the earwax somewhat useful? Oh no,
As
that
well
was
as
with
the gibbering horror.
the gibbering.
Yeah.
horror.
That's a
Yeah.
different.
Gibbering, baby.
Oh my goodness.
I mean, if we really want more wax, I can get more wax, but I don't know how it will help because it won't stop that thing from messing with the spells.
I mean, because it's the other thing too is you.
Hmm?
It's not the sound that's getting it. It's just like that's the instrument of the effect. So it's not that we can hear it.
Right.
Because if it was, that's a pretty simple solution. We just cast deafness on ourselves and
Yes.
run in there.
Yeah, we would use
You.
the strategy.
Sorry. Valen, do you have silence? Do you want to? Do you think
I have
so?
silence.
No, silence won't work.
It won't work.
Silence won't work.
It's okay. I have a couple of ideas.
All right. With that, would the group like to head off to the Midnight Scale, otherwise known as Kurugu's place?
Mhm.
Yes,
Wait,
please.
you gotta pick up the armor on the way because the armor is like on the way to that place, right?
No, the
Oh,
armor
already did
is
that.
in that store.
Yeah.
Wait,
she's-
I thought we were getting tree benders. Did we get that already?
Yeah, we picked up the armor from Matsugu.
Mu-
Was it?
Mm-mm.
Mukami. We got it from Mukami.
Mukami. That's
It was at Kurugu's place. She
it
was
got dropped
enchanting
off
it,
at Kurugu's,
and
so
we're
she
gonna
could-
pick it up. Yeah.
Yeah.
And we still owe 2,500 gold for it.
Wait,
Let's make sure we have to go before we leave.
Didn't we have something to stop for on the way or on the way back? Other than the armor.
Yeah, we have a few things. We got to get your boots. We got to get the armor. We have to talk to Garai.
Yes,
We
correct.
did leave you out the potions, right?
Who? What? The potions? What?
Potions?
I
How
don't
many of you
have
have potions?
Well, I used my last one. The greater healing potion.
I think I stole Kadrono's potion. Didn't I?
So wait a minute. You guys
Stole
bought
it.
like 8 kegs of
Never mind.
alcohol, but didn't get any potions while you were out.
No, we bought 5 of them.
Yeah.
We bought 3
Yeah.
regular healing potions and 2 graders.
All right,
I
logistics
don't
time.
have one because I'm a me.
How much money do you have in that piggy bank?
700 gold, 75 plat.
I'm pretty sure Rolo's did not say that.
1450 gold.
Rolo's definitely. I mean,
Rolo's
Rylan-
definitely
Rolo's
didn't
didn't
do
say
it
that.
because
Rylan did
Because
not.
Rolos is dead.
He's not dead. He's
I have
fine.
2,100 and change
Oh shit!
gold pieces.
Plot
and there's
twist.
2100 from Nerja,
Ah,
which obviously is enough to cover it. And then I have. Why
We're
is
gonna
it-
have to have Evervia fucking rolling or showdown.
I have.
I don't think he would survive that one.
I don't. That's why he's dead. I'm saying.
Kadrona has about 300.
You
Got
have
about
300?
3,300.
3,300.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's kind of low.
I have 2,037 gold.
Okay, so if we each kick in 500, that should be enough to cover it, right?
Sure, of course. Yes,
So
maybe, but definitely.
Piggy man.
okay. All right.
The pig happily owing
You
10
need
unfurls.
something out though.
You know, can you give him 500 thingies? He wants 500 thingies.
100 things.
Which ones is it? He needs
If
500
you,
coins.
if you give me 50 of your platinum, that's easier for all of us, I think.
Oh, okay. Well, he made it easier. Not 500. I need 50 platinum.
Like as your mid speech, just 50 coins of platinum come out of his mouth.
Thank you, buddy. Like,
kind
like
of wiggles his
them-
little bit.
All right. I'll just hold on to this as your share when we get there, and then we'll just divvy up. Okay, I think we're good on that front. We got our gold with us. Yeah, I think we're good to go to Kurugu's unless some other concerns, but we could probably discuss those on the way.
Mm-hmm.
Codrono.
Codrono.
Yeah.
Irene's gonna step over and real side-like, pass you a diamond on the cover.
When he feels it in his hand, his eyes go wide and it's like surprise and happy.
You know I love you, babe. I'll put a ring on it later.
Ah,
But I was not kidding.
Oh boy.
But yeah, she hands him a diamond because we're probably going to be using those reses soon. So
How much money is the diamond worth?
Yeah, how much is the diamond worth?
200 GP.
Okay.
Is that
For raised dead, it needs to be 500. But
why are you trying to tell me?
Girl,
about-
why are you giving him a cubic zirconia, man? What's he gonna do with that? You couldn't save your marriage, let alone somebody's life. Come on, we need
He's
a
in
real
a cast
woman.
and it's going to turn green.
he tries to resurrect someone, instead their skin turns green.
This diamond's
shit.
not forever.
Oh, no.
oh.
Oh, God.
Oh my goodness. Okay.
Upon further inspection, Kadrono's gonna be like, "Hey," be like real quietly, "It's not gonna work.
What do you mean? It's a diamond, isn't
It needs to be worth more, and it's a little guy."
it? You're trying to say my diamond is worthless? Do I need to get this appraised?
The ring wasn't expensive enough. Return.
Where
Let's
did
go
I get
shopping
this?
together.
This is an expensive ass marriage.
So, hold on. So I do need to prepare a ceremony.
I would love to
He's
hear
gonna be
that.
like, didn't we get this diamond from those fucking slavers? Useless pieces of shit.
This is more of a vanity diamond than a resurrected dead.
Hey, I think I still have one of those. Can we put them together?
Put him
He'll
in-
produce this one 200 gold piece worth diamond that we got at the
You
beginning.
can't just smash 2 diamonds together and be like, God damn it, guys.
What if you try really hard for this?
Oh
Rylan
my
doesn't know.
God.
Get out of here.
I'm aware that he doesn't know. Also, just to make things a little easier, we can say that you guys were swinging by the bazaar on the way over to the Midnight Scale. So, Eirene, you can say that you pick up your same kind of boots, essentially a replacement for your boots.
Yeah.
Unless you want anything different, but those will cost you about 70 silver.
I
Or
don't
7
think
silver.
you want to go shopping for diamonds in the open market, though.
No, I'm just saying, just like mark off 7 silver and say that you have your boots back.
Okay.
I'm more or
now I
less
have
saying like
one
you guys.
silver piece. Because she
You
just gives
just-
the silver piece away as a tip. Like,
Okay, sounds good.
I want to have
Um,
one silver piece in my inventory. That's so weird.
But yes, if there's anything else that you wanted from the bazaar, we can kind of say that you are going to subtract money and you'll get that on your way over to the Midnight Scale.
Do you
Sorry.
want your Aigu and or teleportation chalk? Because I believe I had to lend you mine last time, which if we're ever separated would be an issue.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll go ahead and grab those.
All right. We'll make a proper
Was that
wizard out of you yet.
That's not something you can get from Kurugu.
I feel like you're going a little too far there, Valen.
Then she give you discounts. And then
I mean, look, she's too bougie to have a silver piece on her. I don't think, you know what I'm saying, that she's really price hunting out here.
No, you're wrong. Irene's not bougie. Maya is.
Correct.
Eirene does not care that it's a silver. It's just like, might come in handy. But Maya's just like, but I don't want to look at that one on my screen.
Oh my gosh.
I can't
Did
do
we-
anything with one silver. Gross.
Gross.
So have we found the other potions? Because I only heard 2 being used. There
It
should
doesn't
still
look
be
like
3
you're
floating
reading.
around
It
out
looks
there.
like you're leveling caressing your book.
Could you answer his question? He's trying so hard.
I used the one greater healing potion that we bought, and I don't think we bought a total of 4. I think we only bought 3, so there are 2.
We bought 3 healing, 2 graders.
I have 1 greater.
I ain't got none, so I mean,
I got shit.
And then we gave 1 to Kudrono. Do you remember which one it was that was used to pick his ass up off the floor?
Oh, to heal him up.
Yeah,
I
that was
like,
Nenner's.
Um,
I think it was a regular healing potion.
no, I burnt my spell to get him off because I don't think.
Did you say later that you stole one from him?
Yeah, I was mistaken. I think I was thinking of a
All
different.
right, so we have one grader
Yeah.
floating around somewhere and 3 regulars.
I do not have the regulars. I only had that 1 greater, and I thought we spread it amongst ourselves at one point.
But apparently nobody has one. So
God damn it! guys.
congratulations.
no, don't come at us, bro.
I think we would have distributed evenly the other potions.
Here's another grader, Nerja.
Uh,
Enjoy.
oh,
Use
okay.
it wisely. And he'll hand a healing wherever it is. Irene's gonna get one. Valen's gonna get
regular
one, and then the rest are regular.
Okay.
And then
Irene,
we
you
have
a
one
regular healing
between
potion?
Kodrono and myself.
Okay, Kodrono, you have a regular healing potion. Ryland, you have a regular healing potion.
By regular, you mean potion of cure light wounds, I imagine?
Yeah, definitely not that. Do we want to pick up more?
Yes.
Yes. I'm just
Possibly.
gonna pop it up on your screen so you guys can see what the difference is.
Thank you.
Alright.
Mhm.
I wish
As a
we
reminder,
needed
it's in the rules and references folder if you ever need it.
Thank you.
Thank you, Foos.
You're welcome.
You're so nice.
Don't go too far.
You're right, I'm sorry.
There
They
you go.
won't let me call you nice foos.
Oh no, it's I mean it's a
Can
lie.
I get
so,
extra
you know.
credit because I just used from them?
Very nice.
No one can hear you because of our mic setup.
Okay.
Dogs is
RIP
like
the key. Ready for it?
We need to give him the button.
the keyboard. I was saying that too when he was testing it out. I was like, we could hear you ham fisting your.
It's like your fingers on a keyboard are like the hammers of a piano, right? Like it just slams into it. Bam.
He's a very delicate boy, let
Yeah.
me tell you. Anyway, potions distributed, boots purchased. You guys are on your way. Yes.
My question was, is there anywhere other than Kurugu's that we can buy potions here? Because I know we cleaned out Kurugu last time.
You did clean her
Which
out
was
last time.
A day
There
ago,
are
I think.
chances that you can find them elsewhere, especially in the bazaar, although it is a little dicey, as these people are not sort of arcane masters as she is. Yeah, it's like that. It might be a potion, might be red food coloring. Who knows?
The arcane elder told me that I could find some scorus in the desert, and gave me a recipe maybe with my herbalism kit. Can I find any of those ingredients at Roots and Stuff? Roots and Dose?
Roots and Dose.
Mm.
Roots and Dose. That is like very opposite direction of the midnight
Damn it,
scale
Foos.
and the bazaar. I'm not saying you can't make it. I'm just letting you know, like you'd have to be like, hey team, can we go on a group field trip up to so I can get like a plant, do some shit.
I'm sure we can find a way around.
Damn you, Kakarot.
Nobody here is surprised at Ryland's need to go do something with plants.
Right? Yeah. Also, I liked calling him the grass paladin because that just is stupid and amusing.
He is absolutely the grass paladin.
So, are you gonna? Do you want to make that trip, or are you gonna?
If
do
it makes sense to like loop it in, because we got at least the other two places we got to go visit.
It probably makes more sense on the way back from the palace. Excuse me.
Okay.
Because if you go up to the midnight scale, hit the palace, and then come back down, that makes a little more sense.
Hey, you guys, I just realized something.
Yo.
You're gonna be mad. I had a potion of healing, but it was grayed out, so I didn't see it. I don't know why it was grayed out.
Was it grayed out because you used it?
Yeah.
If I used it, I think I would have deleted it instead of grayed it out. At least that's the way my brain works.
If it's grayed out, I don't know. I
Same
don't know.
Only lavender. I feel like I used that, but it should be deleted, not grayed out. What the fuck?
I usually I'll put the 1, 2, or 3 in there.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I uncheck
your
it.
inventory is between you and your
God.
like your character. Yeah, you and God. I am not going to make calls on that. I will say, like, if it's grayed out, that's probably for a reason. But obviously,
yeah, I'm gonna assume I used it and just get rid of it.
Okay,
And get
your
the new
inventory
one.
is between you. Hello,
Did we do
kids.
that before? The only thing I could think of that we
Give us
and then
pets.
was let's see.
Kit.
I think he's getting up.
That's his nickname.
Did you? The only time we would have used it was we fought the Oni right after. So did you use one? Because I don't think we handed you one between then.
You talking to me?
Yeah, we bought it
You talking to me?
and then had the Oni fight, and that was it. Like there was no other fight that you would have been a part of.
I don't think
Unless
she
you
used
use-
that potion during that fight.
Because we did the Oni, then we did the snail races, and then we had our fight in the house, but you weren't there.
The only fight she definitely didn't use it because we were swooped in and stole the kill, and that was it. So
Yeah.
she didn't have a chance to take damage.
Swooped in and stole the kill.
Yeah. So
That's what we did.
Yep.
So I think you're good. I think that may have been an old potion from like later, before that.
Okay, so
from the
maybe
dark time.
she has 2 then, I guess, if we're keeping the old one. Also, I still have that moon branded armor if anybody wanted to use that.
We can use it
Kurugu might.
to
Isn't
sell
that-
back to Kurugu.
So you're not wearing the moon branded armor? You're wearing another one?
Rope.
She's wearing the new fancy robes that
Got it,
Valen's
got it.
very jealous
Well, the
of.
reason she wouldn't want to sell it is because she got that armor trophy.
Oh my god.
Yeah, that's true.
This voice. Yeah.
Well, I mean, to be fair, I think Brophy would want you to use it in any way.
Get out of here. You
shape, or
can't sell it.
form.
No.
Okay.
Be financially stable.
Brophy's dead as fuck. You don't know what he wants you to do. You
Is
do
he though?
This is out of pocket right now, yo.
Jeez.
This is the trauma train, folks. I'm sorry. Hide your kids. Hide your wife. Who's out of
Holy
pocket?
ducats.
She out here calling
Wow,
people dead
I
as
didn't
fuck. She
know.
killed them too.
I
That's the
mean-
worst part. She knows.
Oh my god.
She
Everybody
killed him.
everybody in this channel was here when he died.
You killed him, and then you reversed him, and that is not. Ah.
Oh my gracious.
How come everyone in your party can heal, Nenners? Well, let me tell you
How
a
come I
story.
don't have burn heal?
Because one person died and everyone panicked. It was fine.
Why are you being so casual about that
Ah,
one person
'cause
dying, Foos?
It's too funny. I was.
It's
no
too
news.
funny. You
It's
monster.
too funny. It's terrible, but it's also too funny.
I don't know how to feel about that.
Anyway,
I think it's kind of sad.
you guys are heading towards the midnight scale. Darkness
I'm
can't
keeping
pick
my
up.
eyes out for shady people, the people that were talking about the kings, and all Shady Lake and Oni, and all the above.
Yeah, I mean, it's a wonderful thing that you said that because I need somebody to roll me something.
I
you
can.
No, you're never
There it
again.
is.
You're not
No,
rolling
there it is.
ever.
Every roll.
I'm gonna use whatever
There it is.
my rolls are to
Oh.
counter hers. She's never allowed to roll. We're never gonna roll together.
Never again.
Ever again. Last time the
okay.
dragon came and chewed on people, it was terrible. We're good.
Chewed on people. You make it sound like he took a bite and was like, no, I don't like it.
I mean,
did
to be
was chew us.
fair, we have been chewed on a lot in this campaign.
Yeah.
Anyway, I'm
Apparently,
not gonna,
Rowan tastes like
I'm not gonna finish
wheatgrass.
that sentence because there's no way to say it without it sounding terrible. Anyway, I need a
Hey,
D8
Happy
from
New Year!
somebody.
I'll roll the
Happy New
D8.
Year! Oh,
Happy
hey!
New Year.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year!
Yo, Sonic. What's up? Is anybody rolling the D8? Otherwise, I'm gonna do it.
Somebody roll. Somebody roll quick. I'm
Somebody
gonna roll
rolling.
too. Somebody roll.
Dubs, I think Dubs is rolling. I heard him
Toronto is
say, "Oh
the
my
only
god!"
one that doesn't have weird dice luck.
Mhm.
Why'd
It
you roll
is
a
a good
D8?
one. I did. I told him to roll a D8.
Okay.
I said D8. He was listening.
I didn't hear it. I was confused. I was asking. I wasn't
The thing
attacking.
is,
my
we
God.
love Cadrono enough.
I
So
thought, why
even
is
if
this
he
so
rolls
rude?
bad, we'll still forgive it because he'll keep us alive.
Seriously. Okay. As you guys are traveling, you went to the bazaar and then headed over to the midnight scale on the way. And you are hitting different points of the city, and they're not terribly close together, so it is a decent walk on the ways over. But on the way, I would likely say Eirene catches it first, and then Ryland right after. Mostly because Treebender is walking right beside you. But as you're walking, you do kind of see Treebender's head sort of like snap in one direction and sort of focus on that side for a bit. I'm not rude at all. But continue kind of walking, and his attention still seems to be in that general direction. But he keeps up with you and kind of keeps himself sort of pinned to Irene's hip, almost in a sort of protective manner. But Ryland, you notice it a little bit afterwards too.
All right, who we
Do I
slapping?
see what he's seeing? Or smell what he's smelling? Or hear what he's hearing?
Are you using your furball nose to try and
I'm
smell?
using my owl patch.
Your owl patch has nothing to do with smell.
I don't know. I
It's
forgot
hearing
smelling.
and
I was meant to
sight.
hearing afterwards. All right, get out of here.
You know, owls are known for their sense of smell.
Yeah.
Go ahead and roll me a perception check with your advantage.
I almost hit persuasion.
Get him, Riley. God damn it!
Wait.
All right, Irene's gonna try to see if she can determine what's going on.
Don't forget the inspiration.
It was a little after his roll, so I'm just gonna say it like, Eirene, what's your passive perception?
Her passive perception is 11.
Okay, so about the same. But the two of you look in that general direction, and now because it is like a good portion of the way into the morning, the city is bustling. It is active again, lively, and because of that, the noises around make it a little difficult to kind of pinpoint anything specifically. But neither of you see anything. And the more you look at Treebender's body language, it's cautious, but it's not tense. As strange as that sounds. Are you okay? Was that very loud for you?
It maxed out for like a split second.
Yeah.
Irene's
It does that to me
gonna,
too. Yeah.
Look around to the crew and be like, "Stay sharp." Treebender's on edge a little bit.
What you smell, buddy? What'd you see? I don't know why I'm just locked on smell for some reason.
Yeah. Okay.
Valen will try to talk to him.
Okay.
You hear or smell anything?
Yes. Smells like Cage's place.
Smells like what?
Valen will be like, watch out, the slavers are about. Or there's an entryway close to their thing here. Just be on the lookout.
Okay.
I think Irene's eyes are gonna flare a little bit at that one.
And I'm gonna have everyone kind of, if we can, do like kind of like a. We're gonna form like a quarterback pocket around Treebender.
Okay. Sounds good.
Yeah.
Formation.
Out of curiosity, the moment he said slaver, because I know Irene's mad now and ready to like incinerate a bitch. How does Kandar react internally? See what she sees.
It's pretty much in sync with you. As soon as the word is registered, there's like a flare, not only on the outside but on the inside.
Oh shit! You got them in sync. This is bad for slavers.
The slavers are gonna fucking get it. But yes, there is now a formation around Treebender as you continue onward. I'm assuming. But neither Eirene nor Ryland catch any definitive signs. Instead, Treebender's concern seems to wane the further you make your way away from that space. Essentially,
Can we make a point to remember where this was?
Yeah, sure. Give me a survival check.
Can we just have our guest star ranger just pop in real quick?
Yeah, we don't have one.
Oh, no!
Oh my god!
Oh god! Hold on.
Does Rylan make it clear he's trying to track? Because if so, then Irene can. Wait, hold on. Irene or Rylan. Is
You
it
are
obvious that he's trying to track?
You are
I don't think so. I don't think so. I really think Rylan would be like, "That's weird." Like tries to lock it. I mean, obviously, Blandy, you tell me this is your character, but would he say anything out loud to otherwise indicate that he's like, "I'm gonna try and lock this in"?
I'm gonna give him a wisdom check.
Okay. Something that happened in the past.
Oh, yep. Just barely. I feel like he was just like. He's like, I got this. Hey, maybe we should remember where this was. Where are we?
Okay, Irene's in. Can
going
she tag in? Do her little survival check. See if she can
Yes, you get one survival check as well.
just buzz back on the road. Thank God.
It's decently on the road. You have a
wait, hold
general
on.
idea.
Wait, hold on. Wait, we still have another inspiration, right?
Yes, Kodrono has the other inspiration.
Catrona.
It's
Remember I gave you that diamond?
almost below the camera line, so you might as well.
Yeah.
Okay, both of our inspiration rolls tonight did not add up to 10, just so you guys are wondering. However, that
No,
does
it's
seem to bring some focus to Eirene as she kind of looks, and I'm gonna say that like there was a moment where like Valen was like, no, I think it was over there, and that completely helped a little bit, but not a lot. It was not a good look. But for Eirene, you're like, I think I know where this is, and Kodrono kind of points out a landmark at that moment. You're like, oh, okay, got it. It's locked in now. So I think with his help, that definitely solidified the location for you. So you're more aware of where it was specifically.
I'd rather still try to figure out where the fuck we are.
So we're detecting an entryway to the slave pens, essentially?
Not necessarily. Just based on what he said, he just recognized the smell of the pens, and that was all he could get, essentially. But the smell seems to be stationary as you guys are walking forward. So maybe it's an entry point, or maybe a person stopped walking or wasn't walking. You're not entirely sure.
Should we investigate this? Chances are we're definitely fighting.
We have things to do.
We're definitely getting into a fight if we follow this trail.
We gotta
I'm
go
okay
get
with
his
that.
armor. We're
We
literally
have-
going to get his armor, so this doesn't happen again, maybe. Hopefully.
We have other priorities.
You know what? That's also a priority. Killing slavers. It's a favorite pastime of mine.
And we will do that, but there are more time-sensitive items that we need to take care of.
Irene, my heart is with you, but Nerja is correct. Let's get Treebender some armor first, and then maybe we can test it out. I'm sorry?
What if we just burn one a little bit?
We let's not be too hasty.
All right, Gandalf.
Okay. With the team's decision to kind of move on, I also want to take a moment to just say thank you to Bogley. She's very, very tired, so we're gonna let her go at this moment.
Thank you.
So we're gonna swap over to the intermission screen while I adjust some camera stuff because I have to do some.
Are you sure you don't want me to leave? I can just leave this
No,
up.
it's okay. Turn your computer off. It's okay. But we'll be right back. And everyone say goodnight to Bogley because she's the best.
Good night,
Bye.
Bogley. Love you, girl.
Talk to you
Good night,
later.
Bogley.
Good night. We'll be right back.
Huggy love time.
We back, bitches.
We're back. Bagley has gone to bed, and we will be wrapping up here soon-ish. Anyway, so yes, you got Bagley correct. Eventually, don't worry about it. Everything's okay. Okay, so you guys know that Treebender smelled a weird smell. It was committed to memory thanks to Eirene and her survival check, and Kodrono's inspiration, which kind of knocked her over she needs to be able to hit this number to save it perfectly. So with that, was there anything else, Nenners? I think you were talking about doing some.
We were gonna shop our way closer.
Yeah, just see if it's a location or a person. So we're gonna go. If it's a location, we can come back and destroy it. But and if it's a person, we might need just to tag it. But yeah, just see if we can move it forward. Use his tracking ability, and I'm looking for anything that looks like a front, or anybody who's shifty or shady, or giving us too much of the stank eye, or looking too hard at Treebender.
All right. So for you, that would be, I'll say that's an investigation check. He is searching for stuff. What is everyone else doing?
We're all together.
To try to help play this off and make them look less obvious. Pretend that she's shopping for things that really she doesn't care about, but she's definitely pretending to be shopping so that it helps.
Sure. So you go ahead and give me a performance check.
You got it. You're gonna get
Is there
that
anything you're doing?
performance check right now.
He's just with the looking for things. He's just trying to see if he can associate people with this.
That is a low ass
or
roll.
whatever.
Okay, gotcha. So you're looking as well. So you can go ahead and give me an investigation check as well. And
Valen, you get advantage. I don't.
no, he gets advantage anyway because of his halo.
I'm getting to Jesus.
Give me that ring.
For hibachi grills, preferably human-sized hibachi grills. No reason. You can forgive these low rolls, right? You understand that we're under a lot of pressure right now.
Honestly, that's
really
rough. Without Nenners' advantage, if you guys were rolling one roll each, it was a 5, a 4, and a 9. It's hard times right now.
The problem is the 9 was a flat 9.
Yeah, there's a bit of a complication in that when Eirene kind of goes for her performance check to kind of make it look like you aren't doing anything or scrutinizing a little too obviously or anything. You do notice that she instead kind of unintentionally gets a little more attention. Perhaps maybe it's her new boots that she literally just got. This is a water genasi in a desert. Like, there's a few things that probably caught people's attention, and it wasn't because her acting skills weren't up to par. It was likely just because she is very unusual, and this team in general is very unusual.
So
and there's a moment where
it's like Rick James, Dave Chappelle.
Yeah, pretty much. Like, there's a point where some woman kind of walks up to you and is like, "Oh, hi, are you part of the Preventers? I think I've heard of you guys, right?" So that's happening in the corner while Valen is like, just like scanning the area, like just very, very hard. But from what you can see, there does seem to be like a pocket alleyway that connects to the buildings in this area. And likely when you walk by it, you feel a bit of a draft, and you realize that's probably how Treebender caught the scent anyway, just the way the buildings are positioned and this draft that's coming through this alley. And you don't quite catch a person or a door or anything like that immediately, pings your radar. But instead, you do remember how the doors that you were privy to when you found them always seemed to be kind of either nearly invisible against a wall or kind of set up in a tent of some kind. But in general, they were never fully visible to the public. And just from the scent that the Treebender caught and the way you saw the wind kind of coming through this alleyway, you're pretty sure there's probably a doorway somewhere in the twisting ways behind this, and that scent was just carried through the wind here. But you don't have a perfect eye on it, and at the moment it looks empty. You don't see anyone in there, and even with your glasses on detect and viz, there doesn't seem to be any shady people just kind of waiting in the winds there, but there's probably a doorway somewhere back there.
I'm gonna stop him. I think it's more of a static thing. Try to speak in code. So we can return, looking dead at Eirene, and handle whatever we may find here.
Eirene has a little devil on her shoulder right now. You could just throw a fireball in there, see what happens. She's not going to say that out loud. She's thinking about it.
Foos.
Yes.
This is the second time he's had a reaction like this since he's been taken,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
I'm gonna assume it's gonna be a shit roll, but does this correlate at all with a similar location as the last time, or will my natural one survival be like a no?
Yeah, well, like, what do you
last
mean in
time-
terms of similarities?
Where
Like-
did it happen last time? I guess was it in the
Oh, like
same
in relation to
vicinity
the city?
traveling to and from? Yeah.
Oh, no. From when the last time? No, it was not. It was a different location. It was actually closer to the palace last time.
Okay. Thank you.
No problem. Yeah, you'd remember, like, kind of where you were going, but not necessarily like, I was on fucking Ostrich Street back there, over there. So that's the part that's fuzzy, but you know generally where you were headed. But yeah. You guys clock that? Is anything else you guys are doing, or are you heading out?
We are burning this into our memory.
Uh-huh.
Actually, when we get to a better place, Irene's going to put that on her map.
Okay, yeah.
Yep.
You made a good survival check before, so I'll say that that's part of your check is to be like, right here.
Wait,
Tiny
you
little
want to do what?
No, you're fine. You
Oh.
don't need a check, is what I'm saying. Your survival check will
Yeah.
count towards
It's
marking
like,
it on the
don't
map.
make me roll that.
Survival again.
Survival again! No, you're fine. You're good. Okay.
Kurugos.
Kurugus! To the midnight scale. Which the rest of the trip, thankfully, is uneventful, and you make your way there. And on your way, you recognize, because the city is bustling and it is morning and everything seems to be active, her place seems a little busy at the moment. Walking in, most of the time you guys are used to being kind of the only people in there, but there's a good 3 or 4 in there as well, and you can see her blue tiefling apprentice is also very busily helping some of them as well. And there's another that is helping sort of on the second floor up there. You do recognize a sort of older man in dark blue robes up there speaking, but Kurugu seems to be speaking with someone directly, but notices you all step in and just sort of nods and holds up a finger. But you see her sort of just handling some of these people who are in here. And taking a look at them, they look to be all the different people who are in here asking questions and interacting with her or her apprentices seem to be a little more upper class than, say, you guys. The attire is a little nicer, and even the way they speak is a little more flowery, a little less direct, a little less casual. But that is essentially what you step into.
Ain't nobody classier than us. We the classiest in the club.
We so classy.
Hell yeah, we the classiest motherfuckers you ever met. Show 'em how classy you is, Valen.
I love
He's
it.
got like 8 holes in his room.
Yeah. My torn ass robes.
Yep.
Are they of like a?
Over.
I guess that race is a certain race, or they have a certain kind of like. Is there like a emblem or something that's emblazoned on their stuff? Any kind of camaraderie thing going on?
Go ahead and give me an investigation check.
Boy. Also, he's also looking for any accents
Mm-hmm.
that he could tag.
I think
Those are
for accents.
Yep. I like that it's like, I'm not trying to be racist. Does anyone look or sound weird? Real quick. Any emblems that I could see on these people?
I don't want to be a racist, but I would like to profile.
From what you can see, all of them seem to be natives of the city. Even the accents that they have, they definitely fit this area of the city.
Okay.
It's just likely they are a little more well off than the average inhabitant of Kimatha Kimane. And in terms of sort of recognizing any symbols, nothing obvious. There is one that you notice there seems to be what looks like perhaps a trade signet of some kind, likely a businessman of some kind, but it seems to be clasped underneath his mantle, but for just a moment as he was reaching out for something, you saw it for just a second. And you're pretty sure you saw them on like boxes throughout the city, but you never really committed it to memory because it's like, yes, Costco. I'm aware of that. I don't need to be involved, but I know what that is. But that's more or less all you kind of catch from the individuals here.
So we got some Costco cats. Why are they...
Not related to the cozy cat.
He'll lean over and as low as he can to Treebender. Do you smell anything? Like the pens, the place where you were captured?
He's gonna give a good hard sniff. Hold on. let me get his sheet out real quick.
He just like
smell like this here.
Exactly that posture too. Just That's what happens after we are just be like, can you be as subtle as possible?
Like, stop, low key.
Yep, exactly.
Smell like bitch in here.
Don't look.
Perception? There it is. It was a good roll. You see, like, he's not good at being subtle, but in general, like, there's not a lot of noise that comes from him inhaling. And part of that is because he's a hunter. So there is a understanding of, like, you have to be subtle even if you're tracking or actively doing something. So also, he's an owlbear. So when he first came in, everyone was like, that's an owlbear. Okay. And then like decided not to make eye contact for many reasons, right? It's like, this dog might bite me if I look at him the wrong way, kind of behavior. But no one seems to be looking in his direction. And that works to your favor as he deeply inhales and then just sort of leans in your direction. No. It smells like oils and flowers and stuff. Doesn't smell like people.
Good. Thank you. And just give him a thorough scritch on the head.
As you're doing that, he's like rubbing his nose on his beak, like trying to get the scent out. But and you're kind of getting a little bit of as well. Like these individuals who are in here, there seems to be a heavy scent of cologne or perfume, depending on who it is.
You see some posh boys.
Yeah, poor Treebender just caught nothing but that.
Okay. Just with the
but that's more or less what you get from there. And it's probably another like 5 or so minutes before Kurugu kind of thanks the couple she's speaking to, hands them something, and you see them hand her a good amount of platinum. There's no like kind of quick eye count essentially, but she does get paid in platinum, which she takes quietly and sets away and thanks them once more. And they were gonna get ready to sort of like turn around and push past you, but they turn, look at the group, and just kind of walk around you guys. Nice like healthy birth on the way out, but head out afterwards. In which case, like no, don't move, guys. I got this. Don't worry, we're fine. We're just gonna shimmy our way out.
No problem.
But she, Kurugu then kind of looks over all of you. Good morning. I heard you had a busy night.
Unfortunately. How are you?
Okay? Good. Busy.
Glad to see it.
And what are you up to exactly?
Do you really want to know?
Yes.
Okay.
She needs to know.
I just, it's always nice to ask before they buy into some murderous plot. You understand that, right?
That's fair.
Okay. So, a couple of things on the docket. First and foremost, we had a mirror-faced assassin tried to kill our cleric last night. Early in the morning, really. And almost did it. And it seems to harbor himself in reflective surfaces. Which makes things slightly difficult given the nature of light. and we were hoping to kill it or its master, preferably both. But we have a tight time frame, as I'm sure you know, the thing we have coming up tomorrow. In addition, we passed some of those animal slavers and probably have a good idea of where a den entrance is, not too far from here. So we might be dealing with that if we can't get those people first. What was the other people? Oh, yes. We wanted to get, that's possible exchange of items. Shouldn't be anything out of our skill set. But what I did want to ask you specifically, the melodious bard man who shoots with his bow. It's not the master. We don't know what to call him really.
Mm-hmm.
He has a lair somewhat far from here, but he has these weird audio abilities that seem to disrupt magic, things of that nature. We don't really have a hard counter to it, and we're going into his layers, so to speak. So I'm open to ideas. I have a few theories, but most of them are out of my reach currently.
That was quite a bit.
I did warn you.
You did. It's a good change of pace, to be quite honest. And she kind of like looks at some of the other patrons who are still about. Some of these might require some time. How much time do you have exactly?
Well, to be fair, we can wait a little bit if pushed on the audio issue. I was also hoping maybe we can get another one of those dimensional anchors, as one of our enemies is quite slippery, and I'd rather not have that be an issue.
I will need another item to enchant, or add it to a separate item that I believe you were all struggling to maintain your concentration on all of your magical accessories.
Attunement-based, you mean?
Yes.
Yeah, that's something. That's a good point.
Can you teach him the spell? Can you just do it?
It's not a spell. It's a magical enchantment.
Okay.
If it did wind up being a spell, it would take minutes to cast.
No,
that feeding the purpose.
That makes sense. I'll need a minute for that if you don't mind.
Sure.
But if you can find something that nullifies sound, I was thinking maybe an anti-magic field, but that's local and would make my life difficult. And Irene's.
If the sound he is working with is not magical, then
that wouldn't work anyway. Correct.
Right. I guess we need more information on how he works to counteract it.
He was keeping time while he was attacking us.
Two people were talking, I'm sorry.
You want
Maya,
to
go ahead.
first, or do I go first?
Maya,
I'll
I'll
go
let
first
you.
because my memory is terrible.
So, can she just like rack her memory from everything she observed of him during the battle with Forum? She wasn't present with the one with the eagle, but is there anything she can glean from what she recalls from that?
I think the only thing Eirene was able to witness was he stayed invisible for quite some time. He attacked and remained invisible, which was very unusual. But otherwise, he didn't attack much. He did shoot Roram, which kind of started that fight. But otherwise, he was just simply a witness. So unfortunately, Eirene, you're able to recall all that, but it's not a lot of information to go off of.
She's gonna give that anyway and just be like, I do recall when we fought him the first time. I wasn't present for the second. He was invisible the entire time, and yet he was still able to fire a shot and not give himself away. Those spells usually fade after an initial action.
They do, and there is the chance it could be a different spell. However, that only lasts a short period of time.
He kept this going for quite some time. She's gonna look to the others and be like, "Do you just recall everything you can about that encounter?"
It wasn't it was almost like on a measure. Like there was some level of timing to it.
Yeah, he was counting while we were.
Yeah, there was
1, 2,
active.
3,
So
1,
it wasn't
2,
like a
3.
persistent effect. It was something that would happen on every fourth beat or something to that effect. Like a
That's called
metronome.
quarter time. Rylan's
He's
like
so proud.
proudly saying from like a music class he had.
My God.
Somewhat surprised at my man's musical
Oh
acumen.
my goodness.
That quarter time metronome, there's something going on there. I'll be honest with you, we were focused on a different target when we first fought him, and we were unprepared for that whole situation.
Didn't he stop one of my heals or something? And
He
you couldn't
stopped
do anything about
one
it?
of my banishes as well. Yeah.
And can't you usually like stop him from stopping you from stopping him? Or whatever?
Yes. Crudely put, but yes. It was disruptive from an arcane perspective. And divine, I guess, as well.
I tried
So,
like talking off beat, but it didn't help.
I imagine a master musician would not be thrown off by a child's nonsense. Which is likely why we need something that would help you more than a babbling mouth. No offense, of course.
We need adult nonsense. Got
So if you bring in a professional mariachi band, is that what's gonna...
I also question.
That's a spell, right? Summon mariachi man.
Yeah, it's 9th level.
Goddamn fools!
You're summoning 4 men to play. That's
Jesus.
incredible.
Oh
my god, this is amazing. But she'll ask. So he manipulates sound and counts in time and can be invisible. Is he simply a manipulator of sound waves? What else can you tell me about him?
He's quite good with the bow. Could confirm that, personally. But he is definitely a musician. He's certainly skilled at playing. Does Valen recall any arcane elements to what he was doing?
I'm trying to remember something.
On the longest night of his life?
No, 100% you do. No, because he started off by bramble shotting your eagle.
That's true.
That you were, it did too much damage, so he was just trying to restrain him, but it did too much damage and he popped out of eagle form. so yeah, no, as a team, you guys would be like, did he do anything arcane? And then there'd just be like vivid flashbacks of the very first arrow he hit you guys with. Like, yeah, no, he did.
Yep. Almost falling.
Yeah. Exactly. So you 100% remember that. Does seem to be capable of casting. Oh, you also remember he did seem to use Cure Wounds on Duvessa when she went down. Okay. He popped her back up.
So, some element of divine casting, which was in line with what rangers do, right? As far as he understands it.
Yeah. Yeah. Both of those spells fall in line with ranger abilities.
Okay.
I believe that was all you witnessed him do.
Okay. So he'll definitely parrot that ranger level spells type of situation. In addition to
very unique. You can work on sound, perhaps muddling of some kind.
Oh, it can also reach very far distances. Remember, you heard him on the rooftop, very, very far away.
I did.
Nobody else could hear him.
And everybody thought I was crazy. I do remember that. Yes.
I mean, I still think that sometimes.
I don't think you're entirely wrong either, but we can discuss this later.
So, did it seem directional or magically induced?
That seemed magically induced. Because, if everyone could hear it, they would have heard it. So I imagine some magic was behind it. Had to have been.
So he wanted you to hear it?
That time, I imagine so. Or whatever wavelength he was using, I was attuned to.
Huh. I would really love more information, but I think this is all you have, so we will work with that. I think maybe we can manipulate some sound. If we create a device, maybe it will affect you as well. Just understand. If there are any verbal components or communication that needs to happen, it could cancel it out potentially. But if we create something that perhaps upon receiving any frequency, perhaps reflects it in some way, sends it back, ruins the sound, it could cancel out some of his abilities, maybe. But again, verbal components of yours could be destroyed.
What if what if I was behind or away from the reflective surface?
It could work, but if this is a magical solution that I'm working on, and it does work with any sound waves at all, if we make it susceptible to someone hiding behind an object, then he can likely do the same.
That makes sense.
If we make it strong enough so it works in a certain area, then I believe he will likely be incapable of escaping, but you will also have to deal with the consequences.
How come all my spells are verbal?
All of them. The only thing I can do is Divine Smite.
The only thing I got is Counterspell, which is somehow somatic, and Minor Illusion Boys. All right, good luck.
He can't do his shit, but neither can I. Get in there. Jesus.
Shillelagh.
That's an option.
Shillelagh.
What if you hit him with a... What about a tuning fork? Or something to that equivalent.
Hit him with a tuning fork.
It has its own resonance. Wouldn't that perhaps jostle?
Failing with the tuning fork.
I'm just thinking like a giant tuning fork of one of you meatheads' hands is tall.
Jesus. That is amazing.
I still
And then you have to
Valen
think
tried to pitch match.
Yeah, you have to make like a strength saving throw to not be overcome by. This is amazing, and I want this weapon. But she'll continue. If he manipulates sound and was able to do so in a way that even the words coming out of your mouth were manipulated, then I don't know if a simple physical object would overpower him, I guess.
That makes sense.
It is difficult and we need more information, but we will work with what we have.
Maybe we can get more information.
What do you propose?
We have a high value target that we've been hunting kind of passively. We could make that more of an active hunt.
And that would...
Well, we would capture him alive. Well, we would try to. Maybe we should just kill him first and then res him. That probably makes more sense, doesn't it?
And like at that moment, you see her kind of like, maybe we should talk a little quieter about these things.
Yeah. Well, kill the idea. That is not the person itself. We're being metaphorically speaking.
Yes, of course.
I told you you're getting crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Is anybody like, oh, to that?
You can give me a perception check. Oh my goodness. I was wondering what was going on. I'm like, they're so quiet. What's happening over there? the fuck out.
I want like one of those like chibi gifs of the two of them just skipping through like a dreamland field together. You know what I mean? Like,
The best is, I don't know when Nubs got here. I'm not sure when that happened. Maybe it was when I was in the bathroom or something. And I know that Nubs was getting tired and kind of like laid out. And then at some point, the two of them just made a pact to nap together.
yep.
Here we are.
And that we're gonna get that gif and we're gonna just put it over his space every time he's sleeping with Nubs. Like that's what's
Yeah, exactly. I love it. They're dreaming.
Yeah.
But no, rather than like looking around, nobody seemed to react to that at all.
That's all I had. He was just curious.
But yes, we can perhaps get him and attempt to extract information that would help.
Likely. I can work on such a resonance piece in the meantime, if necessary.
That would be very helpful. How about
A few permissions, but this
sure?
should be
Is there
okay.
any information that you would like us to gather that would help you?
If you could determine, I suppose, where he's drawing his power. You mentioned he did have ranger abilities, but he's also manipulating physical sound and even magical sound. If there's any way to find out exactly how he is doing it.
Source of his powers
Yes.
and method of execution.
Correct. The other question is, what does he look like?
A bitch.
He's going to kind of like at like a 1/8 scale do a minor image on her desk and do the model. He can't spin it, it's static, so yeah, he's just gonna keep it there.
Yeah. I mean, you can like reapparate it every
Yeah.
so often to be like he's rotating just very slowly.
Yeah, just
Okay.
at 3 frames per second.
Yeah, exactly. Correct. Okay. So you haven't seen his face or his skin?
He was very well covered.
Maybe that is for a reason. Maybe some of the abilities he has is natural. Maybe we just haven't encountered such a thing.
So not a species we've run into before.
Perhaps.
Or
Thank you,
not
I
of this
understand.
plane? Fae, maybe?
Perhaps that too.
Banish is back on the menu, boys.
Send this bitch
He
out.
did say he didn't really care what he was working for. It was about the money, right?
Something to that effect.
He also said we couldn't afford him. We tried.
I tried. He's too expensive of an escort, you know? Didn't work out. Oh my goodness.
So if we can find out what's under the mask, apprehend the Budai, see if we can get some information out of him, and then, well,
The best part is I was trying to pig Latin his name, and it's Udaibe.
Udaibe. This is me, like, not to talking to her, like. This
I
is-
know.
I know.
Yeah.
I was thinking, I was like, is that Udaibe? And I was like, oh my god, his pig Latin name is Udaibe.
That's worse. That's worse. And if you spell it out, it sounds like you die, Bay.
Time for you to die, Bay. Here we go.
Bay, you gotta die.
That would be
Romeo
excellent.
and Juliet up this bitch. I'll be there later.
We have, I don't know how far you want to go, Foos, but yeah, we have the money for Kurugu's for Treebender's armor.
Yes, I have it ready for you. Mukami did a good job, I think. It is a great fit, I think it will be. But she pulls it out, and I don't think, Valen, you were there to see it. But it is an awesome set of armor. Hold on one second. But yeah, actually, as we're handing this out, if there's anything anybody else wants to say about the situation, feel free to. If not, we're going to be wrapping up as you guys are finishing up with Kurugu's. Where the fuck? Pardon me as I'm looking for the dang picture. What did I save it as? Who knows? Shoot. Where the heck?
Who's out here asking the hard-hitting questions?
Asking me hard-hitting questions. Let's go. You ready? Are you ready, girl?
Guys, we checked something off the to-do list.
Yeah.
He's so proud. Okay, there it is. I found it.
It's so long.
I know it is. I'm not even mad. Like I'm not. That's not me being like, why can't you get your shit together? But just so you guys know, this is the armor.
Yeah.
So your buddy's gonna look like that, pretty much. But she sets that down on the table for you guys, which is rather large. But you see like a little bit of struggle, but she does kind of set it down. And so
and that has the TBRS?
That can anchor his TBRS. But yes. The spell can be used on that thing, essentially.
I think Blaine's asking if it's already installed.
No, it has to be
I thought
installed.
that's why we dropped it off here.
It was part of the process, if I remember correctly. But like it's almost similar to a like a Ring of Spell story, if I remember correctly. I'm gonna double check my notes. Pardon me.
You're good,
Hold on. I'm making sure.
I'm just saying that's why I thought we dropped it off here so it could be put in there.
It was part of it. Like that spell needed the anchor essentially to be able to cast it, which needs to be on an item. So I think he still needs to cast it into it, but then that means that Treebender can activate it on his own afterwards.
Oh, okay. I thought it was gonna be like one of those like bam, you take damage, you can bing.
Well, basically, it's just a shield essentially, so it would just shoot his AC up for a certain amount of time,
Gotcha.
and it would need to be Treebender's reaction to do it.
And I'm casting those spells into the armor, correct?
Correct.
Okay.
Okay. All right.
Okay, actually, it looks like the rules that I wrote for it that actually you guys didn't know, so there was no way for you to know this. It would come with 1 by default, and if you can cast up to 2 more times into it, so it has 3 for a day, essentially.
Awesome.
Any of the ones that you cast into it disappear after 24 hours, and the armor cooldown resets next dawn. So every dawn he gets at least 1 TBRS.
And what's the level spell of that?
The level spell for that one, I believe, is 2. Let me double check.
Okay.
Yes, that's a 2nd level spell.
Okay, good. All right, cool. I will definitely TBRS. Awesome. 2nd level.
The birds.
After that, available very profusely. Thank Kurugu for her work and what this means to our boy. So
I am so happy that you all have found each other. So this will be good, and I'm fascinated to see it in action. So do tell me how it works.
Yeah, I mean, if you want to go around the corner in about 20 minutes, you might say.
We're about to start a fight right now. Come on, hang out. Oh my god.
You want to watch send a race of slavers?
Oh god.
She's got a phoenix that wants to just erase all slavers. So here we go.
It's gonna be good.
That is awesome.
It's gonna be great. But
Yeah,
no, thank you. We will definitely make use of this. You want to just end it here so we don't go too far into shopping time? Okay.
Yeah, I was gonna say we can stop
great.
here,
Well,
and that
hold on.
way. Oh,
Dennis,
Dennis.
you have polymorphing spells, right?
Of course.
What if you polymorph the slavers into cobs of corn and then Eirene turns them into popcorn?
That's more of a question for the DM
What
than it is for anything
in the
else.
world?
Also, unfortunately, I'm not like a transmuter, so I can't just like polymorph people to whatever I want them to be. Like, there's
No.
rules for polymorph, unfortunately, and
There's
I don't
rules to
believe
shit.
stalks of corn or something, but that maybe we could work that out in the future.
There's also specific types of corn for popcorn. It's not just corn in general.
It's just regular corn, Flandy.
You mean I can't just take regular yellow ass corn and pop that shit,
No.
Flandy?
Regular yellow ass corn and pop that shit.
For me.
I love everything that came out of your mouth. That was fantastic. I'm having a great time. All right, I gotta go find somebody to raid. So that
We gotta
can
whisper
have
votes.
You got to whisper votes while I find somebody to raid.
We
Yo,
don't
I just want to say
follow the
real quick,
votes. What do we do?
Rusey looks amazing.
Yes.
I love it.
I'm a
I
know
like
huge
Blue
it.
Bay
fan.
love it.
I was gonna change her again because I was like,
Don't you
I like
dare!
Yeah.
She looks amazing. Keep that.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Leave it.
It's too serious. She's a goofball. Like,
She's-
I have to picture her.
You ever see like
dumbass
goofy
being
dogs who have those like moments of seriousness? That's it. You're fine. You
Yeah.
know, they're just like scoof. They hear something weird, like, and then they go back to being a goofball. That's where we're at.
Oh my god.
I love that picture. It looks great.
That's the first thing I said to Flandy. I was like, I'm changing this. It's just a
No,
placeholder.
good. How good does that look?
I sort of loved it.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
I also hear what she said because I know how Foos is, and she's gonna look at it all the time. And she's gonna do that thing that she does. She's like, ah.
You don't know.
I didn't know you
don't
were being
know.
reasonable, so we'll stop
Listen.
this right now.
Listen,
But
no, it's fine. It's fine. Honestly, I have a lot of other things to update. So Rusi, I'm gonna get to eventually. I think I need to.
how
I need to
long can you hold
finish,
that face for?
Oh wow, are you okay, Flandy? Are your eyes starting to water yet? Because it doesn't look.
I was trying to breathe in without changing my face.
The problem comes with breathing.
I love you guys.
Yes,
we're
it was
whispering
amazing.
votes,
I
right?
also
Yes,
got a
we are
Loki in my
whispering
lap.
votes.
Some of
And
us have already done that,
literally-
Nenners.
Literally, only Flandy has voted. Oh my goodness. Let me pop this open again.
Let's see my baby boy. Did you have a long day?
Everybody's been streaming for a while,
Attacking
and
your
I'm scared
brother?
that we're gonna raid someone, and they're gonna be like, "We're done."
Did you have a long
Like
day?
everyone I
attacking your
pop up
brother?
has been going for hours.
Ooh, ooh.
Hmm.
That one looks cool. This one is literally just called. Oh, they've been going for 3 hours. Are you guys almost done? I don't know. We'll say hi to you guys. Okay. Did I get the votes yet? Nope. Still only Flandy.
Yeah.
Oh, babe, don't worry. I got your votes. It's okay. You just stay there.
I
You okay?
got your votes. Look at the little tongue. I love when he does that. He sticks his tongue out just like the tiniest bit.
The littlest tiny bit.
It looks like he's playing a cat guitar.
It's a nub. That's me, buddy.
Yeah, pretty much. Okay, let's see.
Oh, look at that little tongue. It's so fucking adorable. I
my
wish I could get a
goodness.
picture of it. It's
Fuck
just
outta here.
such a slide.
All right. Congratulations to Rylando.
Oh, shit.
Oh my god, I actually typed Rylando. I was like, that's the name. That's not the name. Ryland. Ryland and Nirja. Congratulations. You guys are
Yay.
the new
She's
owners.
not here, but yay.
Yay of inspiration. But we're
Inspiration.
going to read a channel called the Worst D&D Channel, which I feel like is a lie, but we're gonna go.
Oh.
We're gonna go. Hey, say hi to
Find
them.
out.
You don't know that.
Because we do know that. Listen, we're spreading love out here, okay? That's not the case.
They might wear it as a
Um,
badge of honor. They'll take that from them.
Oh my
Oh, boy.
goodness. But this has been super fun. Thank you so much for being here. We're gonna head over there and raid. So stick with us so that we can go raid them and say hi.
Wait.
But once again, thanks, and we'll be back next Friday, I think. Yes. Bye.
Good night.